All right, here we
I'm
go,
just waiting.
everybody.
I'm just waiting.
I know you were. I know you were like, because of course I was delayed by 5 seconds. So hey, but ladies and gentlemen, the boys are back in town.
Boys are back in town. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's do this.
Yep. Welcome back to our next day of Warship Masters Invitational. I'm Lord Zath, and joined by SeaRaptor.
Bam.
Bam. So today's going to be a lot of fun, dude. We are replacing the King of the Sea tournament with this tournament in the spring, and there are special drops, there's special giveaways and codes, all that kind of crazy stuff, and we're back.
Yeah, gosh, guys, kind of a lot's happened since you saw us on the tournament circuit last, hasn't it?
Yeah, just a bit.
We left
just a bit.
We left the last King of the Seas thinking, all right, guys, we'll see you in 6 months for the next King of the Sea. And guess what? We lied.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Bait and switch.
So yeah, here we are. This, of course, this is not the inaugural Warship Masters Invitational, right? This is now actually the, I think, fourth time they've run this event. That sounds correct,
I
Zach?
think so. I think that's about right.
I want to say it got run in 2020. We skipped 21, and then they've run it in 22 and 23. So now we're back in 24. But historically, this event has been like a mid to late summer kind of thing. We've never run it this early in the year.
Right. And it's usually been kind of 3 months offset from King of the Sea. So yeah, it feels a little odd to be doing this, but at the same time, it's an international tournament, which is what the argument is that COTS was. So yeah. I mean, that I can see that too. So okay, fine. We're here.
Yeah. So of course, now WMI is literally on the road to King of the Sea with the new qualification system. Correct. One of the ways that teams can earn points to play, to earn their way into King of the Sea is based, at least in small part, on their performance here, which in an invitational tournament may be a little controversial. So we'll see how all of this plays out, right? This is the first year that Wargaming is going to this play-in methodology for King of the Sea, right? So
yes,
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And of course, King of the Sea shifting to a full-on international event, and then the regional tournaments for King of the Sea will no longer. I mean, you'll be able to just sign up and play in those like you always could, right? That has not changed. But your performance in that event, combined with your performance in clan battles and events like this, all of those add up to, hey, am I going to the big international stage for the big money prize at the end of the year?
Right, exactly. So just a couple quick administrative things for people that are listening on both of our channels. We are on a 5-minute delay. So if there's anything that we need to do to change, to fix it, to make it better for you, the sooner you can say something, the sooner we can try to get it fixed. That's really important, especially during game time and that sort of thing. So we'll do our best to keep an eye on chat and participate with you guys, of course, and all that good stuff. Keep in mind that while we're doing this, we also have to run ad breaks, and we try to get that done while we're out of the game and that sort of thing. Both Raptor and I are restreaming to YouTube as well as Twitch. So I always tell people a great way to dodge ads is to have both tabs open, the YouTube and the Twitch. And that way, if you get stuck watching an ad, just flip to the other one, and it's just nice and easy, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be all grumpy complaining in chat. Oh my God, ads. Just go watch the YouTube feed.
It's like magic. It's like magic, Zach.
Exactly.
Now, I will say, we try to do okay, now on YouTube ads, we have no control. YouTube ads run when YouTube ads are going to run. We can't do anything there. However, Twitch ads, you and I over the years have developed a habit where we will intentionally push ad rolls out when there is not a game on the screen. So all you should be missing, if we do our jobs correctly, and we do occasionally screw up, I admit, but if we do our jobs correctly, the only time you should ever see ads is in lieu of our talking heads. And let's be honest, that's not probably why you're here today. So don't worry about that. So.
If anything, our talking heads get pinched a little bit. So
exactly, you can do this. I will also say again for my streams, Zath, I'm not sure how you're doing yours today. Historically, I have done giveaways in my Twitch chat in between games. But because now of the, we're allowed to dual stream, I'm now streaming to 2 different communities, Twitch and YouTube. I am moving my giveaways onto my Discord server completely. So if you guys,
okay.
if you're watching my stream or Zaz's stream on Twitch, you're going to be eligible for all of the drops that are happening there today.
Right.
Don't worry about that. If you're looking for giveaways though, for my stream, I'm doing all of that on Discord now in my giveaway channel. Those will continue to run in between games. If there's a game on the screen, there's not a live giveaway in my channel. But if you just look over and you see talking heads, chances are you might have an opportunity to go win some loot. So keep an eye on that channel in between games on my Discord, and you'll be able to win some loot.
Great idea. Okay, I was wondering how you were going to get around that whole YouTube thing.
It's taken me some time, but the wonderful human who runs the bot that helps me manage my Discord, I pinged him and I was like, "Can I add giveaways to this bot? Because it's like a custom bot." He goes, "Oh yeah, absolutely."
Oh, really?
He goes, "Oh yeah, absolutely," and he sets me up. And then literally, this morning I'm teaching my mods how to use it. It's the first day we're going to try it this way. So.
Okay.
Good or bad, guys. If it works for you, give us some feedback. If not, that's fine. So that's. I'll mention that a couple more times. Again, if you're used to following tournament coverage for me on Twitch, giveaways are now no longer in that channel. Of course, Zaf. Of course, we know that. Go ahead.
On my channel, it's just on the Twitch stuff. So
Exactly. Now the room is up. We are waiting for teams. Should we talk about our first match of the day, Zaf?
Sure. Which of those fancy buttons do you want to push?
I'm just going to start with the best of 3.
All right, let's go to the best of 3 screen.
All right, there we go. Why did that?
There we go.
You know what? That didn't or maybe it did update correctly. Do both teams have the same logo? I guess they probably do.
No.
They're the same on my screen.
Hang
on.
Just to make sure.
Nope. I made a mistake.
You didn't hit apply, did you?
No, I didn't hit TSYM Q. I literally
Q
had
stands
for quality.
for quality.
I had TSYM versus TSYM, which would have been a very, very interesting match. So yes, that's an error. But we fixed that now. And I still, you know what? I've got the third map wrong too. Man, I'm just all over the place this morning.
Professional streamer.
Professional streamer. Well, it's 0800, guys. What does the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early. All right, there we go.
Oh my God, it's early. I like that.
Oh my God, it's
boy,
early.
was it early.
Oh man.
Everybody's posting pictures of the aurora, and I'm like, yeah, I had to sleep.
Yeah. I went out last night to see if I could catch any of it. Because they were posting pictures not too far north of here.
Oh, really? Okay.
That they could see it. Oh, yeah. And one of the guys in my Discord lives in Baton Rouge. He was telling us this morning he could see it. So,
wow.
Oh, yeah. There were a lot of pictures from almost as far as the Gulf of Mexico that you could still see it. Sometimes you had to kind of do long exposure, get a little creative, but it was absolutely visible this far south.
That is interesting.
Yeah, very, very cool. Oh, hey, I should probably turn on some of my other tournament day bot things. I'm just realizing that. LOL. Let's do that. Okay, so are they? They're not using. I'm looking for the tournament website, the TOO tournament.
Yeah, they're using tournament.
Okay, I need to find that link so I can put it. This is like the one thing I forgot to do in all my setup, because of course it is.
Well, you know, we had plenty of time to put it all together.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna burden chat with that story, Zaf. I'm not gonna burden chat with that story.
Well, let me see if my thing is working properly. Oh, yay, it is. Okay, cool.
All right. Progress, baby. Progress. Here we go. So I found that. So I found that. So I
got the
found
link?
that. I have the link.
Okay.
I have the link.
All
And
right,
now
the
I have to
missing
go.
link.
The missing link. I have to go put that in the right place, which should be over here. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost 8 o'clock, and we haven't started yet. Nobody's in the rooms yet. It wouldn't be a tournament without.
I've seen
a late
people.
start.
I've seen people come in.
Yeah, observers. That's
Yeah.
the official cast. The Chinese official cast is here.
Yep. No, I saw a team member come in, but I think he might have left.
He came in, looked around.
And we're done
Left.
here. Bailed. Yeah. Yep.
Fair enough. So today is, and I believe, no, today only. It's all like individual brackets within each region. So Raptor and I thought, let's try to bring you guys some regions that you probably don't see. Let's be real. the chances are pretty high that you're going to see EU teams advancing. Especially, I don't know, maybe TWA?
I mean,
Maybe Rain?
maybe,
Maybe Shaft? I have no idea
maybe.
who them is. That's the one outlier. I'd love to see them in the grand final. That sounds kind of fun. So we thought let's bring you something else. So we're bringing you some Chinese games. We're gonna take a look at the NA side of things as well, and I think we're finishing with the Chinese grand final.
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna be looking at 2 different China matches today, and one of the NA losers bracket matches, just to have a peek. Sorry, I'm still trying to get this thing set up. Here it is.
Oh, problemo.
Got it.
Nope. Whoa.
What?
Raptor.
Yo.
Nobody is casting the grand finals for NA.
What? They were yesterday.
Nobody. I'm looking at the streamer sheet right now. Nobody.
Oh.
Unless World of Warships has moved.
No, that's okay. Okay, so the Warships channel is casting the NA Grand Finals. You see it?
Okay.
They're doing.
No.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Grey Ghost is doing it. That's the only one.
Wait a minute. Whoa. This was only supposed to be
You see it now?
Did they add a round? What's happening here? Today was only supposed to be 3 best of 3s.
I'm altering the terms of the deal. Pray I don't alter them further.
This is going to be a 6-hour stream? No way.
I'm down.
Well, I don't have time for it. I got to take my wife to the airport. That's not how this was sold.
Okay, that is a little more important.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a 4.5-hour stream. The schedule,
I don't know what to tell you.
The schedule we were shown did not include 4 rounds of play. When I was asking for a schedule for this event, way back when.
Uh-huh.
Wow. I could say some words. But I'm not going to.
Yeah. No worries.
They have this planned for 6 hours every day.
No, so they don't have World of War. Okay, so World of Warships is scheduled on our stream thing.
Okay, so right now,
Grey
Zath,
Ghost.
you and I aren't even signed up for a 4th round game.
Correct. No, we are. We're signed up for.
Okay, I see it. The China
What the
one.
hell?
So we're not signed up for. Yeah. Okay. So here's what screwed me up. You have 8 games in the first bracket. Actually, there's only why are there only 7 games here? No, there's 8. You have 8 games in the first round, 8 games in the second round. Then you have 4 games in the third round and 4 games in the fourth round.
Right, and we didn't sign up for.
We didn't sign up for the
15-30 slot.
third round. The 15-30 slot is completely open, and as it happens, that's going to be the last games that I can cast.
Right, yeah, because you got to go after that.
Yeah.
All right.
I cannot tell you how infuriated I am right now. There are not words. There are literally not words for how enraged I am at the moment.
I guess I'll just sign myself up for
No. For the 15-30 round,
both,
sign us up for something. Yeah, let's go do EU. That's fine. Let's get a look at everybody. And I'll just take myself out of the Chinese Grand Final. I don't know what else to do there.
Yeah, I figure EU because otherwise, I mean, Bo is casting one of them, Minnie's casting the other, World of Warships Main is casting the other, so it's like, I think by default we should just do the other one.
Yeah, okay, so what I'll do, we'll gauge it on time, but basically by noon our time, I have to be off the air. So we'll see how this goes, but... Okay. All right, well, gosh, I guess I'll be adjusting my schedule over the rest of the course of the weekend. This is the only day it matters, for me at least. So there's that, I suppose. Teams are in and ready, Zath. I think we're about to be on to our first game.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're saying go. So we should go.
There it is. There it is.
Okay. All right.
You know, Zath, what we haven't talked about is what makes this tournament different. And that is
we can talk about it at the start, I suppose.
That's the point system. So we'll talk about that here as we get into game 1, I guess.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Get into here we go. All right. They brought 2 flagships. Can you do that?
I don't know. I guess
I don't know.
We'd have to
all right,
take
hold
a
on.
look at the rules,
I'll go look at the
but,
rule set. For now, I'm going to transition into the game.
All right.
All right. Let's have a quick peek. I'm actually going to go look at the rule set while the countdown is running.
All right. While you're doing that, can I take us in? Or?
Yeah, go.
All right, everybody. Welcome to game 1 of Warship Masters Invitational. This is China versus China. TSYM versus TSYMQ. TSYMQ we have seen before in King of the Seas. TSYM we have not. So the Q stands for quality. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the lineups on Hotspot. To the north, TSYM is bringing with them a Druid, a Grozovoy, a Z52, a Colbert, a Zhao, test ship Zhao, a Napoli, and an Annapolis. Now you'll see that there are 2 bars that are highlighted. These are considered flagships. The rules state that a flagship can be used only twice in the duration of the tournament. So the choice to bring in Annapolis and Napoli right now means that these teams can only use these 2 ships one more time.
For the entire rest of the event.
Right, for the entire rest of the event. So these guys maybe don't feel as comfortable and want to just deal a knockout blow right away with ships that are of much higher value. You'll note to the left and to the right, there are point values next to each of the ship icons. There's a what is it, 100 points?
100 points.
That teams can distribute. And each ship class has a different point value. That's why you see Zhao, for example. Zhao is relatively cheap. Colbert is even cheaper, which scratched my head and Raptors as well yesterday.
Yep, Colbert being a dirt cheap ship in this format. One of the things about Hotspot, we're going to get some very quick action at sea here. Already seeing it now, the Z52 and the Druid opposing each other. Druid now locked up on the Z52 Hydro. Now, Zath, I did take a quick look at the rules while you were doing lineups. There is no limit to how many numbers of flagships that you can take in a game. Now, that is a change from previous iterations of the tournament. The restrictions are now that you can only bring those ships a total of twice over the entire event.
Yeah, historically, for everybody who is new to the tournament, each team could bring a flagship, and if they lost that flagship in battle, it was gone for the rest of the tournament. So
all right,
it's a big change.
Quick look at the TSMYQ lineup here. They are running Clausewitz, German, strong German, Edgar and Colbert, fronted by Grozovoy, Double Druid, and Ragnar.
Ragnar is a good pick. Always a good pick, but she's probably expensive. Yeah, 21 points.
Yeah, 21 points. I would expect Ragnar to be quite pricey. In fact, if I'm reading the map correctly, old James's Ragnar here in the B cap's going to have a little bit of torpedo problems soon. Requiem's Hydro is up. They've got those well spotted. My apologies. I just caught it.
What I find interesting, Raptor, is that neither team has opted to bring a battleship.
No battleships. Yeah, I get the impression. TSYM's Colbert kind of caught out here, having to run from the Edgar. Now also sort of broadside to the other Colbert to the south.
He's got a couple of turrets that are out, but he doesn't care about that. He cares about survivability right now.
He's got bigger problems.
He's staying alive.
Finally manages to go undetected there. C remains contested. Both teams ticking a cap. Just realizing I have my music turned on, but it's so quiet you can barely hear it. I'll have to work on that between games.
I actually like it that way because when I release it to YouTube later, you just have that slight background and that.
Yeah, no, I want a little bit of it. Well, the TSYM Colbert opting to take some more shots at the Druid. That's Wenrow's Druid, but it may cost him his ship as he's now down under 4K, finally going dark again as more shells fall in here.
Yeah, some really good guest shots coming in from, I think that's the Druid.
I got to say, I like what TSYM's doing with this Annapolis Zath. I feel like the Annapolis is their board piece that's going to win them this game if they can find a way.
I mean, they put a lot of points into the Annapolis and the Napoli.
You've got to
you'd expect those two ships specifically to carry this game.
You've got to get some value out of these things. You only get to use them twice, and it's not, twice until you can continue to use them until they're sunk. It's more that just you only get them twice. So here in game one, TSYM going hard all in on this game.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
Does look like they're going to succeed in pushing the Z52 out of the sea cap. Wenrow's Druid moving up. His Hydra, of course, running longer than the German Hydra. The German Hydra is simply having more range.
Yep. I mean, Z52 is a good pick on this map.
Yep. I like what these teams... I mean, you can see very clearly TSYMQ opting for a very strong 9-10 line push, a coordinated effort to grab control of C, which pays off, as TSYM opting for maybe a little more passive strategy with the Napoli and the Annapolis originally going to A, pulling them off now, rotating the Annapolis back through mid.
Look at the Edgar with the Z52. Is that Edgar a radar? It is. 20 seconds from now, this will be a dead Z52.
This will be a dead Z52 in moments. It's only a matter of time.
The French radar is being a thing.
Yeah, anyway. They had no idea that Edgar was there. Radar's up in 5.
Mm-hmm. And here comes the circle. Boing.
And there is the circle of death for this particular Z52.
Rock cried out, no hiding place.
Nowhere to hide. Edgar gets about half his HP, and then here comes the Druid. The Colbert. And Melody Z52. So in these kinds of formats, I think Druid is quite solid. But, yep, there she goes.
Bam.
Melody, the first casualty of this game, as the Annapolis arrives at sea. Now, there's not a way for us to tell if he's in the middle of using his funny button, right, Zath? Oh,
correct.
Never mind. I just saw it. Oh, my goodness. Look at the AP. Oh, the Colbert. Getting absolutely hammered.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the way we tell is when he vomits out shells.
Pretty much, right.
Yalwin's Grozavoy.
Slightly difficult.
Taking a torp on the 10 line. Going to take another and go down right here. A little bit of revenge there for that aggressive push.
Very important kill for TSYM.
Big kill for the green team. They needed that. Not quite down 100 points here. Plenty of time on the clock. Still over 13 minutes.
Yeah, initially that TSYM Colbert being pushed back allowed TSYMQ to move up the 9-10 line without vision. So that was brilliant for them.
TSYM making a very bold play here, leaving Joey's Napoli the only ship over here around the A cap, as even TSYMQ is collapsing many of their resources back to sea as well. They catch a glimpse of the Annapolis, and now he starts to burn.
Ships focus fire on him.
That is a huge, man. If they kill, I tell you, if TSYMQ kills this Annapolis, I have no idea how TSYM gets back in this game. I think they have to get this kill.
Yep, and he spotted again, so that's...
yeah. Well, he fired. He was dark for a brief moment, and then he fired. And now the Druid AP on his broadside. The Druid getting shots for free. Here comes the Edgar. This Annapolis is going out, Zath.
Oh, he's gone. His heal just ended, and so did his life.
The focus fire from, like, everywhere.
Yeah. As I zoom out, you guys can all see that. Just RoboCopped.
Ah, it is. Okay. Okay. Chat is catching something in my setup that I should have caught yesterday, but it's easy. I will fix it.
Gotcha. All right. No. Well, meanwhile, he's got his Hydra going up. That's keeping the Napoli detected. So that's going to allow TSYMQ to reform. Meanwhile, TSYMQ's Druid in the sea cap decided to just default push. I always talk about this when you don't know what to do. A lot of people's instinct is just advance. You don't need to do that. This was not necessary for when roused Druid, but he did it in the way, and he's actually alive. The Grozavoy didn't give battle, probably because of the Edgar. 6 seconds, and the Druid gets to heal. Emperor's Colbert is going to be going down for TSYM, and when that happens, we're talking about
it's going to be a 3-ship.
Two.
Well, no, that's good. Okay, that's going to tie it up. Yeah, because it's 2 ships, or that'll be 2 ships apiece. There he goes.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry. It's a 2-ship lead. I wasn't counting. Okay, sorry. I'll discombobulate
you're
it now.
Doing something else.
It's all right. No,
Don't
I fixed
worry.
it. I fixed it. I was waiting for you to finish.
Check out the Grozavoy Druid match. Look at this. Look at this.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now, Zap. Grozavoy finally realizing he should just go for the ram, but it's going to come too late. Druid just shoots him down, but the Druid now broadside to the other Druid out in the middle of the board. They're fishing. He's burning.
He is burning.
He's going to burn out.
20 seconds, he will burn out.
Yep. He's going to smoke.
And then he makes Inky at the end.
He's going to smoke and tell him where he is and then just die.
One defiant salvo. I love the Druid so much. It's just you point the bow at the enemy, hold down left mouse button,
and then go get a cup of ice cream or something.
do something else with the left hand. Exactly. Good times.
You got to be careful when you say stuff like that, Seth. This is a family-friendly stream, sir.
Hey, you went there. I did.
If you're TSYM, I would say, okay, so this is another thing, right? Previously, in a match like this, TSYM would want to try and save their Napoli. But now it doesn't matter, does it? Because they only get it one at a time, whether it lives or dies. The survival of the flagship is no longer a relevant mechanic in the tournament.
That is correct. All right, and we got our first death pick of the tournament.
Ta-da!
All right, well, the Q did indeed stand for quality in Game 1, Zath, as TSYMQ picks up Game 1.
That's right. So we're going to move on to Warrior's Path next, and let's hope that everything else is working properly.
It's been that kind of day, hasn't it?
Yes. Yes, it has. As I'm trying to think to myself,
oh my goodness.
Right. I was going to show the winner screen for a second. That's what I was
I'm saving that for the end of the match. I'm not doing that right now.
I usually do that at the end of matches, but I thought, okay, well, I tied my fancy lights on button with the winner screen, so I got to get in the habit of doing that. I usually don't, but it's like, where do I go? Maybe I'll change it to the tournament screen, because that's easier for me to pop up, but in any case. Are you all entertained? Our first game turned out quite well, I would say. Oh,
well, it would have worked out better for me if I had my game ratio set correctly in the chat in the window, but I did not. So that game is going to look. That game looked. Yeah, I had not shrunk mine to fit the screen. So because I play on a big ass monitor, and anyway.
Well, you and I both do that, right? 1440p. So there's a whole lot cut off on the bottom and on the side, and you just have to find it and then Control F, and then you. While I'm bringing that up, Raptor, don't forget to double check the other game screen.
What other?
There's 2 game screens.
Oh no, I changed it in the base. Remember, there's a scene that you set up your gameplay in, and then that translates to both of those. That's already done.
You're right. Okay, this is not our first rodeo, everyone.
No.
Okay, so I think, I'm gonna change my lights on to tournament. I'm just gonna get in the habit of doing that instead. That'll be better. Oh, that's right. I was gonna build something for it, and then I'm like, nah, and then we went to bed.
Build something for what?
Oh, for when I push a button, I was gonna put a whole fancy multi-action thing, and then I'm like, nah, and I went to bed instead.
F all that. Man, look, we had to. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go ragging. Let's put it this way, guys. Let's put it this way. It's tournament day. We're here to talk about the teams and have fun. But if you want the behind the scenes about this tournament, drop by a regular stream some other time.
That's right. That's right. For me, that'll be the after party later today.
Exactly. Okay. And I'm going to be doing some of that tonight as well because I need to get started on the charity event. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Now, we did not talk before game one, Zath, about the point system. And I think since that's like the defining characteristic of this event, I feel like we should put that screen up and talk about it. Don't you?
I think so too.
Okay. So I'm going to put this screen up here. Talk us through it, Zath. How does this work?
All right. Well, one sec. Just check. Okay. So which one are you doing now? The flagship or the points?
No, the points. We'll talk about flagships in a minute. Just the points for now.
Okay. So you have a 100-point base that you can choose to distribute however you'd like. Okay. So what we saw in the last game, take a look at Zhao, 10 points. Colbert, 7 points. So we see a lot of teams will try to min-max this. All right. They bring high point value, high quality ships, but in order to do that, they're going to have to pay a price for that. And so both teams opted to bring Colbert, for example, that saved points so they could bring something else better. So you know where you stand on the team if you're told to go play the cheap ship. Anyway, so you can see the Annapolis, for example, is 24 points, right? The Novosibirsk and the Kandy are also 24 points. The Moskva is not a flagship, and it's worth 24 points, which is kind of interesting. There's also battleships, but the battleships are so expensive compared to cruisers and destroyers. I think we're not going to see a lot of battleships this tournament, Raptor, which honestly isn't a bad thing necessarily, right?
No, I don't think it is. Although I will say, one of the comments that we've had on previous iterations, right, is that some of the battleships and some of like the high value, high return cruisers, things like you see there a Moskva or a Stalingrad or a Petro, right? The gap between some of those felt too large. And one of the things that they've done in this points spread, right, is they've really closed that gap. I mean, there are now straight up battleships like a Conqueror. A Conqueror is worth 18 points instead of, let's say, an Edgar or Brisbane at 21 or 22. It's obvious that they're placing a high value on the radar, right? Rather than necessarily the survivability, for example.
Right. So we're in between rounds right now, so there's a whole lot of chatter going on. We're both engaging our audiences. Big thanks to both of our audiences for saying, hey, can you fix this? Can you tweak that? Whatnot. The sooner that gets told to us, the sooner we get it fixed for future battles. So that's important. For example, I know Raptor, you've got your stuff going on. My chat's telling me that you're too quiet. Now, you know the problem, which is you're either too quiet or you're booming. So
I have a naturally projecting voice, Zath. That's what I tell people, which is short for I'm damn loud. So there you go. Okay, so Zath has talked to the point system, right? Every team gets 100 points. Anytime they go to field 7 ships, you have 100 points. That's all you get. You get to choose how you fill up that 100 points, where you want to spend your points. Now, on this screen that we're looking at, the ship values, there are, 8 ships highlighted in gray. Those are the ships that are available to be chosen as flagships. And I just changed over to the other slide, Zath. So the way the flagship rules work, each flagship, those 8 hulls, can only appear in your lineup twice, ever, over the course of the entire event. That's it. So those hulls, you got to really pick your game and your opponent carefully if you want to use them. The trick is that in previous iterations of the event, you could only ever have one flagship in a game. That restriction is now lifted. I can field an entire team of flagships if I want, if I could find a way to afford it. You probably can't. I don't have to run the math, but I'm betting not. And so there you go. So anyways, those are the 2 rules, guys. Other than that, what we're doing today here on day 1, as Zath pointed out, is We're starting with individual brackets, let's say, within each region. 4 teams from each region, North America, EU, China, and Southeast Asia, the Asia server, have been invited by Wargaming to participate in this event.
Yep.
They are today, here on day 1, they're all playing, I think it's double elimination brackets? What are we doing here on day 1?
I believe so.
Or just you played at 2 losses? Let me go look. Yeah, I should.
No, you have a losers bracket, but they can't come back into the grand final once knocked down.
Let's have a look here.
So the loser of the winners bracket final faces off against the winners of the loser bracket.
Okay. Yep, I got it. Yeah, so it's essentially it's double elimination.
Right, and then teams are seeded into the next weekend based off of their progress. Actually, the next day. Sorry.
The next day,
Tomorrow
right? Yeah.
starts the playoffs, and my understanding.
Yep.
We'd have to double check the rules, but my understanding is basically the top 4 from each region shows up, which means in that hotly contested EU bracket, one of those 3 favorited teams is going home, and so far TWA is up a game over Shaft.
I saw that. So yeah.
One other thing I
Go.
wanted to bring up is that there is a flagship status. If you look at the link collection, okay, and I don't know about you, Raptor. For me, I have !WMI. Will bring up the link collection, so anybody who's watching from home can follow along. But the flagship status here is a great page to look at. You get an idea of what teams have brought flagships already, what teams haven't. Nobody's brought a Vermont yet, or a Petropavlovsk, for example. But somebody's brought every other flagship, and so far the Annapolis has been brought, I think, 3 times.
In game 1 already?
As a matter of fact, Shaft lost game 1 with an Annapolis against TWA, which didn't bring a single super ship.
Yeah.
Or not super, flagship, sorry. Yeah, it's interesting stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Give me 1 minute.
No problemo. We are dropping, by the way.
Oh, I guess I should pay attention then.
I was about to say perfect because they're dropping in a minute, and then they went and dropped anyway.
Okay. All right. I have made the requests that need to be making over there. I didn't need to do this and that and that and then this. Okay. There we go. All right. We're headed to Warriors Path, Zath.
That's right. Now, this is a best of 2. If it goes 2-0, that means Raptor and I go fishing.
Well, we'll see how it goes. They've got the wrong spawns.
I thought so too, but I'm just going based off the spawns they did. We'll see if they catch it and they do a reload or not.
All right. For now, I'm just going to swap the screen back. But this is not what is shown. These spawns are not what's shown in the... Oh, for God's sake. This is here too?
When they did map...
God.
When they did map picks and bans, for those of you who don't understand, each team can ban a map, and then they go through and they pick a map, and then the opposite team picks a spawn. And then they flip, and then they... So, whichever... I don't remember which one picked which spawn on this map, but obviously they went with the opposite because they didn't notice it, and they're playing it, so oh well.
All right, we'll run it through. All right, spawning in the green on the north spawn again here is TSYM fielding Conde. I mean, I guess they're just gonna keep going flagships until they're out. Conde Colbert and Venezia for some cruisers. Triple Destroyer, Elbing, Daring, Druid, and Yu Yang. A nice mix there. I'm betting if I look, that's probably a radar Yang. It is indeed.
Yep, Quadruple Destroyer actually, and the Elbing is using a unique upgrade. So the Elbing is cosplaying as a cruiser.
Okay. Well, I mean, Elbing is a cruiser, really. I mean, the stuff that thing can do to light cruisers is obscene, Zath. Obscene.
Right, and now it's a better cruiser.
Indeed. All right, talk to me about the quality lineup here on the south side.
So quality to the south. I love this. They are bringing with them a Shimakaze. Now the Shimakaze is rocking the 12 kilometers. They've got another Elbing of their own with unique upgrade. There's a Druid. We got our Edgar with radar and Venezia. Our first time seeing a Smolensk this game, Raptor, this tournament. This is 13 points, so it's on par with the Venezia.
Wow.
Point-wise, and a Z52, which is also
wild.
13 points.
It's wild to see a Smolensk Zath. I'm so used to seeing those to not seeing because the ship is like not readily available or whatever. They're basically banned in King
Yeah.
of the Sea because not everybody can get one.
Right. Right. And
Interesting.
to be quite frank, you know, it's a ship that does well in randoms as long as it's got somebody pushing into it and spotted. But in a tournament format, it feels a little odd. I would agree. I wouldn't expect to see Smolensk's in King of the Sea, for example. Like even if it was allowed, I wouldn't see people playing it. Maybe the old '07 because they used to run Wooster Comp, but you know.
All right. Well, early deployments. Everybody going heavy to A here. 5 ships from each team lurking around the A cap. The one kind of loner here would be the TSYM Daring. That's Mac, all alone here in the middle of the board, being very bold.
Well, it kind of makes sense. You know, he's got radio location. You can see he's just luck chucking torps towards that radio location. The enemy's got a Z-42. So the last thing you want to do is bump into that.
Yu Yang Yu Yang radar going up over on the 2 line, coming up empty. Dummies.
It'll change in a second.
Yep. Dummies Hydro picking up these Shimakaze torpedoes before they're able to do anything. They just catch a glimpse of Requiem here, way over on the map of the edge of the map. Is now counter radar coming out, picking up Joey's Yang.
Yes, and we get the all-familiar Venn diagram drawn on the ocean.
Indeed. Yu Yang radar disappearing, but Edgar radar has 40 more seconds left to run. Joey's going to take some punishment here.
Oh, here comes some sap.
How has he taken no damage until that moment? That was crazy.
Big hits on the Venezia, though. Conde responding, saying, "Leave my friend alone."
Wen's Druid just sailing boldly into the A cap, shooting the whole time, taking a little bit of punishment from Melody's Elbing over here, and now the Elbing taking some punishment from the Edgar in return.
The wonderful thing about Druid is you just go someplace and you dare them to take you out.
I gotta say, Zap,
that spot is just so great.
If I'm that Edgar, that Elbing scares the bejesus out of me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the Elbing's in a perfect position to have broadside on the Edgar too. So you can see the Edgar's not going to stick around through the duration of the smoke. He's going to get out and start backing off immediately. If you think about it, Quality got what they needed. They got the A cap.
They got the cap.
The timer's ticking.
Yep.
For standard.
Not Quality. I don't know. I don't want to say that. It's kind of rude. It's kind of rude to say not Quality. Performance. There we go.
Performance versus quality.
Performance versus quality. That's how we're going to sell this. There it is. Thank you. Well done. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I mean, for Team Green here, for TSYM, it's absolutely going to be a big challenge to break back into the A cap, given the way TSYMQ is deployed here. The Elbing caught on the surface, going to trade shots with the Druid. I don't think the Druid's going to like that exchange. Although, admittedly, the Elbing might not like it as much either because the Druid's got friends.
Well, I was just gonna say,
goodness.
That's the only difference right there, but that's a big difference, as you can see. And Wenru just holding down left mouse button, he doesn't care. He's going to keep shooting because what else is there to shoot at? Nothing.
Melody coughs up about 20,000 health in exchange for about maybe 8 or 10 on the Druid. Doesn't feel like a very good trade.
Nope. I have a feeling that the Elbing's AP was overpenning the Druid, whereas the Druid's AP was full penning the Elbing. That's a big difference.
Conde is well spotted, charging down the 1 line here. A whole bunch of torpedoes in front of him. He can spot them all. His Hydro's running. He's just got to plot a course through them.
You know, when you've got that timer ticking, you know, you've got a couple minutes before the panic really starts to set in. And once that happens, it's like, okay, we got to make a play. Where's the play going to come from? Melody in trouble. Melody being shot at again by the Druid.
Oh, man. How did Melody survive that on 800 HP? But look at the Daring. Look at Max Daring.
Daring came in.
The Daring is come all the way through the middle of the board now, Zath.
Sure.
And is going to be able, possibly, to off the Druid.
Well, he's got to be careful not to off himself at the process.
Yeah.
Edgar crawling up.
He's got to be very, very careful. That Edgar is very close. This cannot be a comfortable place for this Daring. The Edgar is close.
But they got it. They're going to get the druid.
They're going to get the
Nobody's
druid. Oh,
healing.
the druid's got to heal off now. They can't spot him in there. They're bringing in the Venezia and the Yang. The Yang's radar should be... No, the Yang's radar's down.
Yep, the Daring is continuing to fish, actually connecting.
Druid's out. Druid,
There it goes.
they got the fire they needed right as the Venezia steps into the cap, and so now, can they extract this Daring? I'm betting not, Zath. He's radared.
Well,
He's about to...
There's an Edgar right there.
Well, and the Elbing can't help him anymore. If Melody hadn't coughed up so much HP earlier, there might have been a scenario where the Elbing could have covered the friendly Druid here, but it's not going to happen. In fact, Melody, also caught by that radar, may go out.
Yep. So Performance loses the Daring. Melody's got to be very careful.
And now the
All
Venezia
the
into a
AP
close
shells
battle.
flying.
TSYM getting bold here, making an aggressive A push. But it cost them a little too much for the moment. Let's see if they can get this. Let's see if Quality can get this Edgar out of here.
The big question is the Conde. Can they get the Conde in a position to do anything? He's way too
He's
far away.
so
right
far
now.
back now. He's just not impactful on the game. Edgar popping one of his fancy super heals. Oh, he's always been ticking
Colbert
it.
getting in on this. Venezia's about to go down.
The Venezia now under 3K and falling. 1K going out right here. Wow.
Yep. Huge kill for Quality.
Solid. A solid push from TSYM, but it just cost them too much. Because, I mean, Melody's basically dead. You can't do anything with this Elbing except protect it. Zath, I think TSYM has found their W keys collectively.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it was a good attempt at a push. I think the big thing was they put the Conde on the one line, and Quality's like, yeah, okay, fine. You can have the one line. We'll take the rest of the map.
Feels like the Colbert sold his ship to try to get this Edgar kill. He is going to get it, but it's going to cost him his own ship.
Yep. And that's going to leave the door wide open for the B cap.
Yep, Melody, the closest ship to B for TSYM, not going to be able to rotate back and do very much with only 830 health. Zath, I think you said it earlier, and I think you said it best. This Conde on the one line just has not been impactful or enough for a flagship for a ship that you spend this kind of points on.
No. Not at all. Not at all. All right, well, Joey Zhu Yang catches the Shimakaze on radar. That's neat. But I just don't know that it's going to do anything.
Well, it might. Conde's actually going to be doing a decent job of dodging these torps, and he's going to come in with a good salvo on the Shima there.
His reload booster is available in 6 seconds.
But look at the cross torps on this Conde, right? Like, he can't... He's been trying to dodge all these Shima torps. He's going to manage it, and then he's got to turn to dodge... These are Elbing torps, and he's managed that too. I'm impressed, Zath. I'm impressed.
Someone needs to put that people gif of him, like, turning the steering wheel hard all over the place.
Like literally
That's
just
what's happening.
flipping the
Vroom,
wheel.
vroom.
Flipping the wheel at high speed, doing his thing.
Now, Venezia might turn into deep waters if he speeds up.
I think the Venezia is going to burn down long before that happens.
Yeah, they don't have the range anyways. Well, Venezia's at
I'm sorry. I'm
2100.
saying Venezia and looking at the Conde. That's my bad.
Conde. No worries.
Conde should probably going to go out right here. Yep.
Saps up.
Well, Zath, look, go ahead.
Quality doesn't even care about the B cap. They're like,
no,
you keep ticking. We're just gonna go and kill the rest of your team.
I saw that too. I was like, I guess they're just like, screw it. Let's just go murder them. Well, TSYMQ is going to win this game as they've knocked out all of the opposing cruisers. All that's left are a handful of destroyers. They look really good here in the early going, Zath. I almost feel like with this series, Zath, it feels like you're seeing like maybe kind of a two different philosophies, right? TSYM coming in hard and heavy, flagships in every game, in each of these two games, but you didn't get the sense that they really had a good grasp on them. Yeah, the Venezia's gonna need some deep waters and go out here.
He'll take the one.
Just the one.
Be fine.
I'm surprised just the one. And now,
he just pulverizes the druid.
And it just destroys this poor druid. Yep. The last survivor on this team, Zath, is going to be Melody Zelbing on 830 hit points.
Well, of course, because they told him to play careful. Fly casual, and that's what he did.
I liked, once TSYM was down a ship, on this map, I liked the aggression of, hey, let's get into A. And they did, and rotating the daring through, I liked the play. But it felt like maybe they didn't have a plan for then what, right? Like, okay, we brought people through the middle of the map, we got the cap, or, whatever. But how do I get this daring out alive? That seemed like not really a factor.
Right. I gotta say it's gonna be interesting to see. I have a feeling that the reason why we saw the super ships being used by TSYM is because, or the flagships, maybe they don't expect to advance beyond today, and so they just want to play with the ships and see what they can make happen. Which is fine.
But everybody plays beyond today. Everybody plays tomorrow, Zath.
Are you sure?
Yes, I looked at it.
Okay.
There's 16.
Okay,
there's 16 seat spots. Everybody plays tomorrow.
All right. So maybe they just don't expect to get far in the tournament anyway.
Now that may be. I don't know. Maybe they're just like, screw it. Let's get in here and have a good time. I don't know. I can't answer that. Interesting.
In any case, there is a game 2, RB versus CL. If you would like to catch that, I believe that's the other China side of things. They're running behind schedule.
Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to have to do this the hard way to do that. Okay. Then I need to fix something on my Stream Deck. Yeah, I didn't pick a scene for this. Got it. Okay. Now we're good.
Okay. So they are forming up. They still have 3 people from RB missing. So
what? So give me which what are we doing?
Arch 0. Ref Arch 0.
I got it. Okay. So this is more China teams, yes? RB and CL?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is another China team. So hey, we didn't plan on catching all of them today, but now we have.
Got to catch them all, Zath. Got to catch them all.
Got to catch them all.
All right, RB and CL. Let me go pull this up. RB and CL.
RB won game 1.
Yes, they did, and we're headed to Sleeping Giant.
Mm-hmm.
This is Asia or China? This has to be Asia.
Is it Asia? I thought it was China, but I could be wrong.
Hang on a minute. I'll double check the sheet. I feel like this is Asia. Of course, it doesn't tell us. Wait.
Nope, it's China.
No, you're right. This is China. They have very English names for Chinese teams. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Clanad and meat buns. Okay.
I mean, hey, why not?
All right, so we're headed to Sleeping Giant, which is always a good time. And let's see. Our alpha spawn is going to be RB. And you said who won the first game? RB won the first game?
RB won game 1.
RB won game 1.
RB is down 1 player. They've been told they need to be ready for game 2 in 6 minutes from now. Let me see when our next scheduled is.
Okay.
15 after. Oh, we got plenty. We got half an hour.
Yeah.
We might even be able to stick through this for game 3 then.
Yeah.
If it goes to that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've got all of that done. Now let's come over here and get all of this done. CL. RB. Here. We went Warrior's Path. Sleeping Giant. And Shatter. Awesome. So when I come back to that screen, there we go. All right. Ta-da! Did they already? We hopped in here and they threw us in spectator mode, right? Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good.
They put us in spec. You got it.
I will take it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh. Now somebody left for CL. Wait, you got this ship? Oh, no, crap, I don't. I was searching again.
Yep. Been there, done that. All right. So, I gotta having it. The good news about today is that I don't have to totally manage my own giveaways, but I have to pay attention to Twitch enough such that when the game ends on camera, I know to come over here and push the button and start the giveaway.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to do that right now. So then...
I'm just checking in too on some of our other casters. Cool.
All right, there we go. Both teams are here. Both teams are ready, Zath. We may not be sitting here very long.
Yeah.
All right, I need to do something else that I was going to do this morning that I did not make time for.
There's always so many things to do.
There's always something.
Now they might be held for Chinese official. Chinese official was on ours, so
yes,
it would make sense that they would run over here.
Yes, they were. It would make sense. Oh, I see what I was doing. Okay, well, that would be smart, but I'm not doing that today. Okay, nah, I just won't use that button today. That's fine. Easy fix. Maybe I'll set it up for tomorrow. Maybe.
What would that be?
So ordinarily on my stream deck, I run a multi-action button for when we have to do talking head work like this. I just push it, and on a timer, about every 15 to 20 seconds, it cycles through various screens over my shoulder. But right now, because the stream deck I'm using is from the last event, it's looking for 2 different team screens, right? We've only got the one
that don't exist.
Don't exist. And so I have not... now, here's what I'm going to do. I'll go into studio mode real quick and look at this. Because what I did last time, I'm remembering, is I set up... I duplicated the team scene and made a team A, team B, and then set those into the rotation for this. For specifically this reason.
Gotcha.
So I may actually try that again. Let's see.
It's fine. The Chinese stream is starting to fill in.
Okay. How do I... Let's see. Now that I look at this for a minute. Since I've got a second, and this won't take long to fix. Okay. Okay, this will work. Yeah. What's our second team? It's CL, right? Yeah. Okay. So now, if I push this button, it should work. Let's find out.
I'm being told that when KSC and Resin finishes, they're going to go into the loser bracket game.
Okay. I don't know quite what that means, given that, I mean, they're just, in other words, they're just going to keep going. They're not going to put a pause in there or whatever.
I asked them, I said, you're not waiting until the scheduled time. Like, you know.
I mean, I'll be 100% honest. If they want to do that today, I'm not going to lose sleep, but we did just drop into this game.
Well, and I'm used to, shall we say, previous tournaments where it was like, nope, you don't start.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
You start when you start. Okay, let's get into game 2 here, Zath. Ooh, very different look from these teams. Let's talk. We need the flipped. Yep, got it.
Yeah, we do the flipped. All right, so pickup game number 1. We finished 2-0 first round. Now we're on the second game of the same round. This is RB versus CL. RB is up 1 game over CL. And this is Sleeping Giants. To the north, we've got our Delny Lucian, a second Lucian, different builds, a Salem, Howdenlu, another Howdenlu with unique upgrade, and both of them have that, and an incomparable, our first battleship of the tournament, Raptor. What do we have to south, sir?
Refresh my memory, Zath. What does unique upgrade do for Howden U?
You get more Dutch ovens.
You get more bombs, or they just hit harder or something?
No, you get an extra charge of the bombers of the
All
Dutch
right.
oven.
Opposing them to the
Amongst
south
everything.
is Clanad CL here, the other Chinese team. We're looking at double Lushun and Atilio Regulo, Zath, Salem and Castilla, and our first double battleship lineup of the day, double Sicilia, which I'm really curious to see because I don't know anything about this ship.
So if you look closer to the Sicilia, you'll notice that it looks like a Cristoforo Colombo.
Yeah, it looks like
essentially is.
Yeah, it looks like a Colombo.
The big difference with it is that the secondaries are sap, and if I recall, she's got one other kind of quirk, but I'm trying to look up the upgrades right now.
Okay.
So you have to bear with me for just one moment.
Oh, you're fine. CL
the-
going for a very early push up the 910 line.
Yes. So the Howdenlu gets one extra airstrike flight, and their airstrike armament reload time is 25% quicker. So you not only get one extra Dutch oven, but they reload quicker. Now that's in slot 6, which means that that's sacrificing
Gun reload.
their gun reload. Exactly.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
slot 6?
It is slot 6. I did see that as I swung by.
Yeah. So gun reload or range, depending on how you build it. Right.
Right. Both teams desperate for information. Nobody's been spotted yet. Both caps happening within about a split second of each other. As the Atilio Regulo, Lily's Regulo, going to be out here very alone, charging for this A cap.
Well, maybe he figures if he gets spotted, he can just use his fancy, deep water smoke and charge. Nope, he's not doing that.
No, it looks like maybe going to just get out here and try to do some picket work, just kind of try and spot anything that comes mid. This 910 line push is not going to yield many results for CL, but at the same time, look at RB. They almost look like they want to go to the other side of Thunderdome, Zath, with this deployment.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way that they work their way around. We see a lot of teams like to go up the 910 line because, frankly, it takes a long time to go the other route, especially because now the A cap is outside of the Thunderdome.
Let's see. Does Yakias he has RPF, right? Yeah. He knows those destroyers are down there. He just hasn't found one yet. Migod's Hydro goes up, going to pick up these deep waters for his team, so everybody behind him will be able to avoid those handily. Having those Lushuns out in front's got to be a wonderful feeling for those Cecilias. Good screening right there.
Well, absolutely. Not only that, but remember, Lucian's got that wonderful heal that just lasts for a long time. So as soon as they get into a gunfight, they can just pop it.
Yep.
And at 13 points, I wonder, 13 points, it's kind of expensive.
Lily's Regulo does manage to grab A and start peeling out here. Still not spotted. Those Italian torpedoes not going to strike home. Looks like the Salem's got a nice gap there in the middle. Oh, they just ran out of range.
They ran out of range anyway. Contact now over on the other side as Renown's Howdenlu is kiting away from the Salem and saying, here, have some bombs.
Both Lushuns now trying to tag team Yakias. He's down already about half his HP. One of the disadvantages of the slow heal, Zath, is that once you start to get focused, you can't recover health fast enough. And that's exactly what happens to Yakias right here as he's picked off.
Yep. Brilliant Dutch ovening, though, from the Howdenlu. He baited out the Salem's DCP, hit him with the third strike, and now the Salem's on 2 sticky fires. That's how you Dutch oven.
Nice work. I gotta say the using let's say optimal use of how to use the Dutch airstrikes is something that I have always struggled with in those cruisers.
Well, on paper, you know how you want to do it, but the reality is it just very rarely works that way.
Right. Right.
Usually when we cast tournaments, and I've seen this in the past couple tournaments, that they just don't do enough to warrant their usage.
Yep.
Sadly, even with the unique upgrade.
RB realizing what's happened to them now, wheeling around, making a complete U-turn here in the middle of the board to try and turn around and bring some force back to this 9-10 line push that has already cost them one ship.
Yep.
Renown's Howden Liu continuing to run away, healing, burning.
He's
holding around 9,000 HP
it.
for the moment. No, I don't think he's going to make it, but although I will say this, his teammates are here now. And I think these Lushuns are going to have to turn around, and they're not going to be able to push quite the way that they would prefer.
I'm surprised that Migat hasn't started the heal yet, because he's the one closest. He's the one being shot at.
Yeah, I would have done it already. Yeah, I would have started there. Now he does it.
A little late for that.
Especially since he's still bow in and spotted. It's going to be a minute before he can get flipped.
No, okay, Cecilia's shooting now. And Cecilia starts a fire with its HE shells, because remember, it's got HE main battery and AP choice.
Kill number 2 going to one of the Cecilias here. Xbox picks up a kill as Yudachi's Lushun goes out. Caught on fire or something, not able to make those big fancy heals work there. It's just like we were saying, the peril of Lushun is the heal happens very, very slow. It's a trickle heal. So
yep, like Sevastopol.
Yep, just like Sevastopol, same mechanics. So you need time out of combat to get your health back.
As Puddin would say, Yamao's Lucian just pulled over for some Starbucks. Now he's backing away.
Deepwater Torps coming in here, but nothing doing. Salem dodging all of that.
Yep. Now look to the south. We've been missing this.
I was just fixing
Regolo thing.
Just fixing to point out the Regolo Delny duel occurring on the eye line of all places.
Yeah.
The Regolo without a spotter, though, means that he can't use his smoke the way he might prefer.
Exactly. And I'm frankly surprised that he didn't just turn south and try to bait like water to chase him into the Salem.
The smoke would have been a perfect opportunity to just break contact and bail out, but that's not what he did. And even though they're down a ship because of the cap advantage, RB back in the lead.
That's right.
They're trying to focus out the Salem now. More Deepwater Torps coming in, but again, none of those are going to land home.
And he is using his fancy super heal. Again,
that's what you do. I mean, you're going to try and burn down a Salem. It's going to take you a while, right? Like, that's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to try.
Yep.
CL making some adjustments too, rotating Morris's. Cecilia back south, pulling him off the aggressive push.
Yep. Here comes the second Dutch ovening.
Yep.
Fly, little bombs, fly.
Nothing. I mean, a little damage, but no fires or anything. Now,
here's the hard parts for the Howden too. Is you see his drop is almost 90 degrees, so not many bombs gonna hit.
Now, here's something we might see in a moment, Zath, and I have to ask this question because I don't really know Cecilia very well. We might be seeing a moderately close duel between Cecilia and Incomparable. Who do you think? Who do you like in that engagement?
If the Cecilia has somebody to spot for him, the Cecilia, but
he gets smoke. Yeah.
Overall, the Incomparable has the advantage.
Incom coming in, Cecilia going in. Not big catastrophic damage there. Some solid hits, but nothing major. The bombs continue to fall on Morris's Cecilia here. The Howden Liu just harassing the bejesus out of him. I think RB's done a really good job of reacting to this push, Saf.
Oh, absolutely. And CL Salem, I like that they pulled him away as well with that Incomparable there. They know they don't want him to get smashed.
Yep.
But he's taking AP side after AP side shot from the Delny. Ouch.
He is, which hurts because that Russian AP, even at this range, will be good for some solid full pins. You can tell the Salem's struggling to lead the Delny. Delny's obviously playing some torpedo games. I mean, some throttle games back there as his torpedoes are coming in, Zath. Do you think these have the range? I think they might.
I don't. We'll find out.
It's going to be close if they don't.
These torps are 10 kilometer.
Look at this torpedo salvo, Zath. Look at this. He's going to put one into the bow of the Cecilia. Oh, and he might have killed the Salem right there, but they run out of steam.
Yep. So I was right on one of them. I wasn't counting for the Cecilia to charge forward like that. But that's okay.
Speaking of Cecilia's smoke, CL's shoving a battleship into the B cap here. We're about to see quite a close engagement.
It's a great idea, but the problem is smoke is expiring. Oh, and he shot anyway. No, he's on radar.
No, he's on radar now. But here's the trick. When the smoke ends, he's going to come out. Okay, now he can see the Lucian as he takes the HE salvo at the incomp and blows most of it into the side of a mountain.
I mean, as you do.
That's unfortunate, but it is. That's what happened. They've kind of got him pinned in here, right? There's a whole bunch of ships here alongside this Celia, but at over 900 points, they couldn't afford to wait any longer. They had to stop the points gain. And now the Hallelujah AP coming in doing brilliant work here.
Yep, good work on the broadside Cecilia. That's his biggest weakness is that side plating.
Heel coming back, smashing the button. There he gets the heel off, but another Hallelujah salvo should seal the deal, and it does. 10 seconds to an RB win here, Zath.
Yep, an RB sweep, actually, because they won the last game.
Really, really tight play, Zath. And ordinarily, when you see teams go down 2 ships, they do not recover well. But RB doing it very well here on Sleeping Giant.
Yep. Not only that, but there's also no super ship or flagship being used.
Yep, no flagships for either team in this game. So, nothing ventured, nothing gained. But at the same time, it's a solid sweep here for RB. Well played game by both teams.
Absolutely. And we've got about 10 minutes before our next game. Sorry.
Okay. No, I was gonna say I really liked the CL push. I thought the one thing that if I had to mildly criticize it, I think the one thing I might say is it felt like it took them just a hair too long to develop it. Either that or they had no idea where RB was going, but if they had, of course, the flip side of that is that they'd waited just a little longer, they might have caught RB out of position because of how they were deploying.
The hard part about this map is you're absolutely right. It's a lot of it is about timing, and because of the geography of the map, it separates the teams.
Yes.
And the flanks. So, a lot of that comes down to careful planning, which you could tell both teams had done. And it also comes down to, frankly, luck and just, like you said, spotting the right person at the right time to say, okay, we're shifting over to this.
Yeah.
So CL did try to rotate back and try to respond to RB's, kind of central map dominance. But at the end of the day, it just didn't work out for him.
Yep. All right. Well, RB with a solid win here. Let's go see if we can rustle up another game, or if we have to put a pause in here.
We'll probably need to put a pause in. I mean, with 10 minutes to go, it might be a little, unfair to the scheduled team to just be like,
let's go. All right, let's see. Because we are... Okay, now we signed up for just the losers bracket matches. We didn't know who the teams were. We should know who the teams are now, I'm guessing.
We do.
So we are signed up now for... Here we go. LB1, 2, and LB1. Hang on, I go back to this. That. Come on. NA. There we go.
Bonks and Resin.
Resin and Bonks is going to be our next match. Now, I do want to talk about one thing before we get too far away from that particular match, Seth, and help me out here.
Okay.
Or chat. I mean, we're 5 minutes in the future, unfortunately. But, what is Celia's gimmick? I do not know that ship very well at all.
So, I pulled up Cecilia on the wiki. And yeah, like I said, it's a Cristoforo Colombo. It's got 381mm guns, right? The big difference is that it fires AP and HE in its main battery, and it's got 127mm, so basically American-style secondaries, which I believe shoot SAP. It's got the smoke. And
it did have SAP secondaries. I saw that.
Right. So, beyond that, I kind of feel like this might have been a situation where the team was like, hey, you know what? We've got press accounts. This is a ship that I believe is Research Bureau. Yeah, 60,000 Research Bureau points. So it's kind of hard to get. So maybe they thought, let's just get some experience in it and find out if we actually want to buy it ourselves. And, you know, I mean, I'm being honest here. Like, to me, these tournaments are a great opportunity to try something out and see what happens. And going back to what you were talking about for the playoff schedule, you're absolutely right. And I apologize I didn't catch it. Everybody does play tomorrow.
Yes.
I guess the big thing is there's no way back in to the winner's bracket if you start in the loser's bracket.
That's correct.
So, even though technically everybody plays tomorrow, let's be honest, if you aren't in the winner's bracket, there's kind of not much of a point.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, you're just fighting for glory. And that's about it. There's no riches. So, I don't know. Personally, I'm looking at today and saying, are we going to make it to the grand final, right? Because those two teams are going to be the seeded teams in the winner's bracket, I would imagine. And then whoever wins loser's bracket is the top seed of the loser tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be curious to see how they've unfolded this, right? Because what had previously been we take 16 teams, we play for a couple of days, we declare a winner. They've now taken those 16 teams and stretched it into 4 days of play. Which, if I'm honest, feels, I mean, as a caster, I'm like, all right, well, hey, look, it's tournament play, let's go. But part of me is like, as a team, if I was playing on one of those teams, I'd be like, really? 4 days for just 16 teams? Like, what are we doing? You know, like.
And you know, my sentiment, I hope, kind of caught that feeling there, right? If I'm on that loser's bracket, okay, fine, I'll show up the next day. But, you know, if I have to play the next weekend now, you're telling me I have to stay up late if I'm in Asia, you know, lose my lunch if I'm in Europe, wake up, you know, super early in the morning if I'm in North America.
Stupid o'clock here in NA, exactly.
Just to compete in the loser's bracket without a hope of actually winning the tournament. That's a kind of a feels bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand how they don't want the loser bracket to be able to fight their way into the final. I still feel like if you start in the loser's bracket, what a story for that team. If it starts in the loser's bracket and makes it its way back up, but that won't happen in this tournament.
Not a thing here. Not a thing here. Very interesting.
So Raptor, you know what? We've got about 7 minutes until we hit our next game. I might run to the bathroom for a second. I think I might run an ad break about now.
Go right ahead. I'm going to do all of that too. I'm about to go press the start giveaway button in my Discord, which again, by the time you see this, will have been 5 minutes, five minutes ago.
Right.
So but yeah, go ahead and take a break. It's no big deal. I got this. I got a couple of housekeeping things to do here as well.
Okay.
So,
if you have a chance, while you're thinking about that, well, actually, don't worry. Do your housekeeping. I'll be right back. It won't take me long.
All right, so we'll do that. And then I need to come over here and I need to push that button. That keeps the ads from running during the game. Excellent. Couldn't. Oh. So there's a guy. Okay, now you guys are 5 minutes in the past. Someone in YouTube chat is asking if I play on EU. The answer is I have an EU account, but I've actually had a guy, there's somebody over there that's like been using my name. It's like C_Raptor. And people have been like, is this you? No, that's not me.
That is too funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. I've had people whisper me on Discord, like, hey, are you playing on EU? I have an EU account, but I almost never use it. So no, that's not me.
I'm in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
I have the account. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
I've always said I can join my viewers over there, but
yeah.
It's tough when you're used to always playing on one server and to then just jump on over to another.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do it, and I think I'm at the point where I just have to like schedule it to make it happen.
Yep.
But anyway, So I've had some people in my chat asking about the ship restrictions, and the easiest way to describe it is the ship points page. So I'm just going to put that up on
Yep,
my
let's
end.
put that back up. Absolutely. The only restriction that I'm aware of is 100 points. You get whatever lineup you
Right.
field cannot exceed 100 points based on these point values. That's the only restriction I know of.
Right. Right, exactly. So that's it. And you can see the point values there. Teams have to find a way to spend up to 100 points. Now, Raptor, a question came up, and I don't know if you caught it in the rule set or not. Can a team actually opt to take 6 players instead of 7?
I don't believe so. I believe you are required to field 7 players. 7 ships, I should say.
Okay.
I suppose in theory, like we've seen before, if you got in a fix, one of them could be a bot, but you've got to field 7 ships.
Right.
I'll you know what? It's a good question. I'll go double check it. I have to believe. Let's see.
I mean, the big thing is taking one less person is a huge disadvantage for just 7 points.
I was going to say, so let's be honest here. As I read the rule set, it does not seem, unless I'm missing, it does not seem to explicitly say that you are required to field 7 ships. However, why would you not?
I don't know.
I don't know why you would
it
either.
Feels, yeah. It's just you lose so much vision. Another set of guns that could shoot something, set things on fire, torpedoes, whatever. That you lose so much utility, and the cheapest ship is 7 points. So just throw somebody in a Janan, tell him to hit W or S at the start or something, and if he gets in trouble, tell him to smoke.
Tell him to smoke and not die. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Much,
So Chad is basically saying that Cecilia, you rightly pointed out, it's US 5-inch 38 secondaries, right?
Yep.
But their SAP. One of the guys in chat flat out says she was a better Columbo before Columbo was buffed.
Well, remember, Columbo had a buff in its firing arcs, and I don't know that translated over to the Cecilia. So
that I don't know either. I don't know either.
But honestly, I really feel like, it's just let's try this ship out because we can. It's on our accounts.
And it could be.
My chat, savage. They just came in with 4 weeks means you get 3 weeks of film to watch. Now, you laugh at that, but because of all the tournaments I've been casting, I have videos scheduled to release, tournament videos scheduled to release until middle of June, Raptor.
That's a lot.
Middle of June. And
That's a lot.
not counting these
games. It's not accounting today. Right.
So,
whereas for me, what I'll always do is, like, what I will attempt to do is between now and Monday, I will take these games and tomorrow's games and get everything scheduled release so that if you miss the weekend, but you can catch up on all the action on YouTube before the next day of the tournament, the next weekend of the tournament.
And now that I've got my rerun channel, I do the same thing over there. So I'll download the raw video and I'll just put that up.
Now, speaking of reruns, Zath, I was considering doing something this weekend that I have not previously done for tournaments. But I'm I'm coming around to the idea that it's a really good idea because of the way Wargaming has the drop system set up, right? Which is when I go off the air, whatever I've cast for the day, I've done my tournament bit, turn the cast of that tournament, turn it on back on my channel as a rerun. And let folks who want to continue, again, watch the tournament, get caught up, come back in. They can still earn drops by still watching the tournament, just maybe not live anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I did that for King of the Sea.
I learned this trick from you, right?
You did. You did. It's not a bad idea. There's a couple of caveats. One is that the actual drops expire usually within an hour of the end of the tournament.
Is it really that quick?
Really good.
Oh,
yeah, they've gotten really good at turning those off.
They've gotten very aggressive because of what we're just talking about.
Bingo. By the way, we're being asked if we're ready.
Yeah, don't wait on us.
Yes.
Never wait on us.
We have a map rotation if you didn't see that already.
Yep. No, I've got all that plugged in and everything, so I just wanted to make sure that you had seen it. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, team scores are not set correctly. That's my fault. I can fix that very quickly. There we go.
Fair enough. And we go.
Yep, we are headed to game 1 on Warriors Path, ladies and gentlemen, with two teams that you ought to be familiar with. If you've watched tournament play on NA in the last year or two, you should have seen Bonks and Resin. Let's go take a look at them here in WMI 2024, Zath.
That's right.
I think we've got to use the reversed one here in game 1.
I was just going to comment how that's the only button we've used so far today.
Just about, just about.
Would you like to take us in, sir?
Sure thing here. As we take a look at Warriors Path, I got to get the camera put right there. We go. All right. Team Green on the north end of the map. This is Resin bringing a battleship-less lineup. We're going to see a lot of this over the course of the event. We've got double Brisbane, Castilla, double Goliath. A little surprised at that, but only a 2-destroyer lineup here. Elbing and Lushun. We're seeing a very different take on team lineups out of both NA teams, Zath, than we just saw out of the Chinese teams. I'm taking a quick look at builds. It is a unique upgrade, Elbing, but I'm not seeing anything else that really kind of I find very shocking.
No. This setup, I would say, is a very flexible one. Double Brizzies, double Goliath means that you can kite away on both flanks and set up for that. And then Castilla is basically your cruiser killer.
Yep.
And, you know, whatever. So
I believe we are restarting, Zath. Everyone is stopping. Looks like we've had to call a restart here. Yep.
And you would be correct.
That would be a correct. So we'll push this button, guys. We'll be back to that game in a minute. Looks like we had a disconnect or something. So give us a minute. We'll restart the game shortly and we'll try again.
Yeah, this is kind of standard, I guess you could say, for tournaments. When you have somebody that disconnects, you're allowed to restart within the first couple of minutes of the tournament. And so that's what happened here. So,
yep. Had a game crash. Had a game crash. Totally a thing. Happens all the time, let's say.
Absolutely. And it looks like somebody from Bonks did indeed crash.
All right, so while we've got a brief moment, guys, on my stream, I said this at the top of the stream, but we've had a lot of folks join since then, so I'm going to say it again real briefly. If you are interested in loot today, of course, we have the drops running here during the event, but Wargaming has given us some codes to give out. I'm also going into my CC codes because I have a tremendous backlog to work through. We are giving away. I'm doing my giveaways now. Instead of doing them in Twitch chat, I'm doing them on Discord. So the Discord link you see pinned in Twitch, click that. It's going to take you to my Discord. There is a giveaways channel when there is not a game on the screen. Basically, as soon as a game ends on stream, we are basically starting a giveaway in that channel. That giveaway runs about 5 minutes or so, and then you're going to pull some names. My mods are handing out loot. They're just codes for a variety of things. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's just free stuff, guys. So if you would like some free stuff, come on by my Discord, and in between games, when a game ends on screen, pop over there, have a look, enter the giveaway.
And the same thing is happening over on my channel, although we're just doing it on the Twitch side of things, so you can check out the Twitch side. I've got my mod Puddin taking care of giveaways. Thank you, Puddin, for doing that. And the real big brain is go watch both of our channels. Go get in both of our chances for giveaways. Double your options. Like
big brain plays. Big brain plays, ladies and gentlemen.
Get all the stuff.
Look, please take Wargaming's free stuff, please.
Yes, exactly. And I'm always a big fan of giving out that free stuff.
Exactly.
So let's try this again, shall we?
All right. Resin versus Bonks, game number 2, or I should say try number 2.
Yes.
All right. Now, of course, when we have a restart like this, guys, you cannot change lineups. So we're looking at the exact same thing we just saw. We're looking at double Brisbane, Castilla, double Goliath, Elbing, and Lushun for Resin here in the green along the top of the map. Looking over builds, the only thing that I kind of went, maybe go, okay. Big Boys Elbing here, running unique upgrade. Just about everybody else, more or less, kind of what you would expect. I will say, Big Six TV's Brisbane is actually a bit of a torpedo build versus Peyton's Brisbane is really not. What do you got on the south end of the map, Zath?
Well, I want to comment too. When you do the restart, that doesn't guarantee that your ship will spawn in the same position. Hungary's Castilla, for example, is spawned at a different spot.
Correct.
And as far as Elbing, honestly, from when I did a replay review recently for Grunty, who was running the unique upgrade Elbing, And I kind of want to buy that and try it because it looks hella fun.
I have
compared
been
to
playing
standard.
that. Grunty got me to buy one. It is really neat. Give it a shot.
Yeah. All right. So to the south, Bonks is bringing with them a Delny that's currently heading towards the A cap. And it looks like Satori Maru maybe was listening when I said my joke of, hey, just bring a Janan, because there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in order to do that, they paid the price so they could bring some maybe more powerful ships. For example, they have Addy in the defense. This is our first time seeing a defense in this game, and it's worth 13 points, along with Squarius' Henri and Battleship Nagatos. I'm pretty sure that's Nagato and Smallland heading into the sea cap, along with Admiral Tester next, and another Henri for Maxim Han. We also have Kermit Seppuku in a Burgon. So they have 3 fire starting ships all heading towards the 910 line. I wonder what's about to happen in about 5 minutes from now.
Bonks has got a whole lot of Han in their sea cap there, as Resin has opted for a little more traditional 4-3 split. Double Brisbane, Castilla, Elbing headed north of A. Goliath, double Goliath, Lucian headed to B. Those Goliaths, remember, don't get anywhere very quickly. So I suspect they're basically there to just hold the line and keep the opposing team out of the B cap while the A flank does its thing. Delny about to step onto A.
Before the restart, having a Goliath and Brisbane on each flank gives that flexibility. But if you look at it, they've actually done the opposite. They put both Brizzies together for the constant 12-kilometer radar savagery, and then on the other side, they've put both Goliaths together because it's really hard to push 2 Goliaths.
Speaking of 12-kilometer radar, one already going up here to push the Delny out of the A cap. Cookie deciding, nope, I was going to dive this island. It's not worth it. Because he and the Janan are basically here to kind of, much like the Goliaths at the B cap, sort of hold the line.
Yep. Now, the irony is he could have dove into the A cap, got it, but he would have been probably dead.
He probably would have been stuck there, right?
After a certain amount of time. Exactly.
Yeah, probably would have been stuck there. Choosing to preserve his ship and surrender the cap, probably the right play here. Certainly, with the game barely underway here, only 3 minutes gone. Now, this big bonk speedy push here, I'm wondering how far east they're going to go before they turn north, Sath. Where's your money?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question? I was just double checking something.
So this bonk's push that's pushing east, when do you think they'll make the turn to go north? Will they go all the way to the 10 line? Will they push up the 9 line? Will they push up the 8 line? Well, it's already too late for the 8 line.
When you've got 4 ships, you spread them out 1 grid square apart. So you can see Addy's defense is turning into a defensive position, where he can start pushing up. Seppuku is already starting to turn in a little bit, and they're going to wait until the 2 Henris get to the flank. My guess is Squarius is going to turn up and go behind that big island on the 910 line, and Admiral Tester is going to go all the way to the extreme flank. That being said, Tester's already turned north, so they might be flipping that idea, and they're going to have Squarius go all the way to the flank. That'll take some extra time for them to set up.
Yep. Bonks' game definitely hinges on this push working for them. They don't really have that. I'm not sure. Well, I say they don't have an opportunity. I'm making an assumption with 16 minutes on the clock, but my suspicion is they won't have an opportunity call an audible like we saw RB do earlier in the day.
No, this is an all or nothing decision.
Big boy's going to take a torpedo. Oh, no, was that desync? You think?
Probably.
That's wild. Now, I will say Addy's defense crawling up the 7 line does surprise me a little bit. But I think I like the play. Well, you mentioned it earlier. Kind of set up at sea, looking like, okay, we're going to hold the line. We don't really know what they're doing, where they're going, what they're doing just yet. And I'd say that's probably still valid. But I like this play because it gives them extra angles on whatever they run into north of here. For example, they caught eyes on Mad Dog. The Smallland radar picked him up for a little bit there. He's going to take a little bit of damage, probably nothing catastrophic.
So the big thing about the defense is you absolutely have to play it next to an island, and you have to ensure that you can only be shot at from one angle. Addy also using the smoke. This is a very smart play. Look at this. He's going to smoke. He's going to fire at Fiva, who thinks he's safe right now in a Goliath. And he's showing pretty good side. Watch this.
Pretty good angle. Nothing much out of that one. Does take a decent salvo out of the Bergonia AP, I think, right there. How big are defense's guns, Zath?
They're very good.
No, not good. How big are they? What's the caliber? Do you remember?
Oh. God. Off the top of my head, no, but I can look it up real quick.
Okay, it's not that critical. Just curious. Smallland driving hard for the cap. They have no way to prevent it at this point. They're rotating one of the Brisbane's back. That's Big Six, bringing his 12-kilometer radar back.
They are 356 millimeter. I mean, it's perfect for killing cruisers.
Oh, yeah, she's a cruiser killer for sure. Mm-hmm. Now, I got to say, double Goliath versus Burgonia, that can't be a very uncomfortable place to be as a French battleship.
Well, and that's why you can see Seppuku is actually hanging pretty far back compared to the Henris.
2 deep-water torps into testers Henri over here. Brilliant salvo from Mad Dog's Lucian.
Yeah, I saw the torpedoes coming, but I was really curious about if you're going to have a ship in the lead, it needs to have hydro running. Now, Tester had hydro running. It's on cooldown now, so you can see that he's stopping and slowing down. That's going to allow Disquarius to take the lead.
All the fire going in on Faba. They're trying to focus him out before his next super heal comes up. He's got about 35 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Nagato's
that's absolutely how you have to do it.
Yep. Nagato's small and steps onto the cap, drawing out the Brisbane radar. Let's see how this works. How do they call the fire here? Obviously, the Brisbane going in on the Smallland. The Lucian lights himself up going in on the Smallland, as well as the Castilla.
Yep.
You think there's an opportunity to use Castilla's funny button?
Yep. Castilla rotated around, and there goes the Goliath.
They do get Fava's Goliath. Here comes the funny button from the Castilla, Zath.
Mm-hmm.
Not as big as they probably wanted.
No.
Smallland's going to sneak away here. He takes a big chunk of damage, but he does manage to live through it.
Smallland's got the ability to have this special boost that's more powerful than your standard engine boost. And so it makes it very easy to get out of dodge quickly if you need to. Also to dodge incoming fire.
Well, they did lose.
Disquarius.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say Disquarius has taken the lead now in the Henri. This is how you properly rotate ships. We see a lot of teams struggle with this in tournaments because there's just so much going on. But you absolutely need to be able to rotate your ships to extend your health pools. So Disquarius now coming up on the line and allowing Tester to stay in the backfield, but still in range to have his guns heard on the Goliath.
Eagle Lance's Goliath, the last survivor here at the top of the board, as his other compatriot Goliath has bought the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Extinguishing what looked to be a triple fire right there.
And that's why you bring the Henris. You see the DCP, you pop your reload booster. Tester has his reload booster ready. He's not using it just yet. I think we'll see that come up soon, though.
Resin managing to defend the B cap for now, but goodness gracious, a tremendous amount of pressure. Mm-hmm. Henri AP going downrange on Hungry as Castilla. Here comes a Burgonia AP salvo. Nope, nothing doing. Small and radar going up.
Sticky fire.
They're trying to get
Castilla shots
on the Henri.
Look at this.
I think he's going to dodge a chunk of that. Well, it wasn't bad. That's not a bad hit, actually.
Meanwhile, Brisbane torpedoes take out Nagato Smallland.
Oh, that's a huge kill. That takes away the cap threat now.
Yes. And the radar and all that.
Yeah. The torpedo cruiser configuration paying off there for Big Six. Resin now a minute 20 away from winning the game. They've bent at Bravo, but they have not broken. Bonks looking like they're going to shove the Burgonia in the cap.
Remember, Brisbane torpedoes are 13.5-kilometer range. And there goes Cookies Delny over by the A side. So Janon's by himself. And we got 30 seconds.
I was going to say, if the Delny's gone, the game is almost over. 30 seconds here for Bonks to make a play happen. Kermit is going to get into the cap. That's going to buy them a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to buy them 20 more seconds. So we're back to a 30-second timer. Resin continuing to tick up A.
Addy changing his positioning. He's going to try to get behind Hungry as Castilla because he's stuck sitting there.
Yeah.
Is he going to have enough time to do that, though?
I don't think he... Well, I know it's going to be close.
I think he can.
I think he can, actually.
I think he can.
It's going to be very, very, very close. 10 seconds. He's only going to get one salvo. It's got to count. 7 seconds. 3 seconds. He's not going to get it.
Got to fire now.
No, he does.
He gets it. He gets it.
Barely squeaks it in under the wire there. That's a time extension for Bonks. We're back to a minute 15.
Yeah, great kill for Bonks right there.
Brilliant kill for Bonks, saving the game for them. They are going to grab B. But at this point, if you're Resin, all you have to do is retreat and not lose a ship. How's Eagle Lance doing? He's got a heal in the bank, and it's ready to go when he needs it.
Look at how low Satori Maru's Junami is.
I know.
1,000 hit points.
We really didn't look much at this side of the map, but clearly Payton and Big Boy's Elbing just did work over here, Zaf.
Well, I mean, you're talking about one ship that's got deep water torpedoes versus, you know, a ship that's got hydro and destroyers.
Yeah.
So
like that, they clearly knew their business. I feel like we have to go back and watch that. I want to go back and look some more at that next time.
Mm-hmm.
Eagle Lance undetected, trying to sneak away here. Seems to have managed it for the moment. 15 seconds to a Resin win. Bonks finally able to get this push off. Finally able to cap B, but it just came a little too late. And game one's going to go to Resin, Zaf.
Yeah. Bonks just lost too much in that push, especially with the small in there. It just didn't work out in their favor.
They were doing, I saw it, but I didn't mention it at the time, right? They were doing a brilliant job. They brought in the Castilla Torps, the Brisbane Torps, and the Smallland Torps, all in kind of like the approximate area that they knew that Smallland was in because of RPF, and man, did it work out brilliantly.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to Resin for their first win.
Looking good here in game one, guys. Looking good.
Yep.
All right, Resin up a game. Let's come back to this screen. No, let's come back to that screen while we get ready for game two. I hit the wrong button, as usual. Fava's like, yummy quad fires.
I know. I caught that on the stream even. That was good.
That's so funny.
Resin is, by the way, completely barred from using Zorky from now on. They've used Zorky twice
already.
So far.
Goodness gracious. Yep. Okay.
They've used Petropavlovsk and Novosibirsk as well.
Interesting.
Bonks has only used Annapolis.
Okay, then. Okay. A lot of super ships going away here in the early going, Zath. I'm a little surprised by that. Because if I read the rules correctly, it wasn't like you could use them, you could use that, you got that number of charges per day. That was the whole event. Let me make sure I read this correctly. Throughout the entire tournament, teams may only pick each individual flagship twice throughout the entire tournament. Wow. Now, why are you not surprised?
Frankly, if you want to, and I need to double check this about the grand final. Double edition, best of 3, grand final, best of 5, regional bracket group. So what I'm trying to figure out is somebody in my chat said, hey, wait, no, if you start on the loser's bracket, you can make it into the grand final. But the confusing thing for me is on the tournament page, it doesn't show it that way. So if what I said before is accurate and you cannot make your way into the winner's bracket when you start in the loser's bracket, you don't want to start in the loser's bracket. So you're going to bring your best ships to ensure that you're going to make it into the winner's bracket the next day.
According to tournament, the grand final, which takes place not tomorrow, but the following Sunday,
next weekend,
is the winner of the winner's bracket versus the winner of the loser's bracket.
Oh, it is the loser bracket. Okay, never mind. I didn't see the loser bracket. Okay, so you can make it back up.
But you have to fight your way through the entire bracket, which is a lot more games. So yeah, if you can avoid that, then that's what you want, right? Winning. But if you can't, then you got a long fight ahead of you.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I still feel like you want to get in the winner bracket. I mean,
sure.
That's the easy path.
Oh yeah.
So, and if you think about it, Zorky in terms of super ships or flagships, there's better options. So, you know, I'm interested. Like look at TSYM. I mean, you know, they've used 2 Condis, Annapolis once, Napoli once, for example.
Yeah. There's definitely I think an interesting let's say strategic discussion about when to deploy those ships and how early. Because maximum games over the course of the event I would have to run some numbers. Let's just say it's like 50, which is probably a little high, but let's just say that. And there's only what? There's 8 flagships, and you only get to use each of them twice. So you can only, over the entire tournament, you can only have 16 games that have a flagship in it at all. Oops, I mixed this up. Hold on. So that
okay
feels... I'm good. No, I made a mistake in the overlays. I forgot to update the team overlays when we changed matches. And I've also noticed another thing I've got to fix here. Hold on. No. And... Oh, come on. Where's Bonks? There we go. Okay. So now I have to go into this button. Where's my transition table? There we go. There we go.
A lot involved in making this look good for y'all.
We've been doing this a long time. We were setting stuff up last night, and it was kind of like, oh yeah, we've been doing this a long time.
So we've done this so much that we're used to looking for the same things to fix, the same things to tweak, and stuff like that. There's always a couple of new things as it comes.
Yep.
But for us, when we got that pack, we're like, all right, let's build it. And we sat on a call together. It took about an hour and a half for us to do that last night.
Yep. Yep.
A few years ago, when we're newer to all this,
a lot longer.
2 to 3
Would have taken a lot longer. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's nice that we've got the experience. I feel bad for others that had to spend that 2 to 3 or more.
Because I've been that guy, right? You and I have been doing this long enough that, you know, when you get one of these streamer overlay kits from Wargaming, we've reached a point now where they're developed enough where they're almost all organized the same. And so it's you and I doing this as long as we have, it's very easy to go and be like, okay, I know here's the stuff that I know on my setup isn't going to work and needs to get changed or tweaked or fixed or whatever, as opposed to I've had a few things today, but used to we would find all kinds of stuff on day one. Oh yeah, that didn't work. Oh, I got to fix that. Oh, I got to change that, right? It was day one was always like the debug the tournament overlay system for your setup.
Well, you know, there's always something that just doesn't work. So, you know, it is what it is. But hey, everybody's still here and hanging out and enjoying the show so far. I hope so. Good times.
Seems like it. I heard my chat was telling me that the main Warships stream was back up. You were telling me earlier they had a power outage?
Apparently they're streaming out of Prague.
Yes, I think so.
They did have an outage, but they are back up now.
Okay.
So there go our viewers.
Whatever. I mean,
I know,
here's the thing. You get the same drops no matter who you watch.
Yes.
So, I mean, you know.
Apparently they've got some Asus giveaways. I have no idea how they're doing that. But I saw that on their updated Warship Masters article. So.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So both teams are readying up. They had forgotten to change the map, and they have now done so.
Yep, I was just noticing that I needed to change that.
Yes, our next map is going to be Hotspot.
I'm curious. So there's 2 map. I guess we didn't really talk about this. I'm gonna put the map rotation up because I want to talk about something real fast.
The map pool.
The map pool. So there's a few maps in this map pool that we are not used to seeing in tournament play, right? The first one that I love is Riposte, right? You and I have done multiple seasons of Team League, and Riposte has always been and remains, I think, their default tiebreak map in Team League. And I love that map. In small formats, there is nowhere to hide. That map is tons of fun. It plays like a madhouse because how close the caps are together. It's hilarious. I can't wait to see somebody play that map. But the other one, the other 2 that really surprised me were Hotspot and Islands of Ice. We haven't seen those in this level of play in a long time.
No, and it's good to see them again. I've always been a fan of Hotspot. Islands of Ice. You know, the problem with Islands of Ice is every time they change it, they make it worse. We're on like version 7 at this point.
You're on about the 4th major redesign of that map in the last 8 years, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Riposte is nice. When I did Enterprise G, they did it
Mhm.
so that there were 4 different tiebreaker maps. So the team would choose game 1 and game 2, but if it went to game 3, a randomly chosen tiebreaker map
Ooh,
would be
that could be
used.
fun too. I
Riposte
like
was
it.
one.
Okay.
Yep. Ocean was another, and then there were a couple smaller ones.
Oh, ocean. Oh
I
my
can't remember.
God.
Yes, the map that Wargaming balanced by rotating the sun 90 degrees.
What a
So,
bloodbath.
so Raptor, we have a game.
We do. Why don't we head over here? I think we're using the regular overlay for this one.
Yeah, first time. Let's go.
That's right. Let's go into game 2 here. Resin up a game as we spawn into hotspot. Zath, what's Bonks got cooking here in green?
Well, Bonks is bringing with them a Lushun Z52, surprise. Yu Yang, which is, of course, it is not. It is a Smoke Yu Yang Raptor.
Interesting. We're going to see him deployed.
With the smoke upgrade.
Yeah.
With the smoke upgrade.
Okay. All right.
Addy drew the short straw for this game, taking the Jinan. We've got Goliath, Brisbane, and Seppuku is like, I am sick of Burgonia. Give me American battleship.
Give me a proper battleship, not that Frenchy garbage, Zath. That's exactly what this boat says, especially with these pinata camos.
Yeah, you noticed that too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you might as well use them.
Yep, use them up. They don't cost you nothing. All right, South Spawn, Resin opting for Yu Yang, also in a smoke configuration. In fact, I think we're going to see double Yu Yang Jinan smoke shenanigans over on the 10 line, I'm betting. A Holland, and backed up by, we've got an Henri. It looks like double Henri. I've got Oceans here, Ocean Man, and Peyton. Ocean Man. I feel like there should be a soap called that, right? A big soap bar commercial. Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Vivefire in our first flagship of this particular match, running an Annapolis in a build that is not terribly shocking.
Nope.
And Resin opting for the single cheapest battleship in the entire point system, Zath, and that is K-Bomb's Slava, which I find I'm a little surprised to see this ship as cheap as it is.
Well, maybe that's a consideration, the fact that the armor scheme on it is quite friendly to cruisers. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Being
now,
down.
Something I want to point out that I think is fascinating, Zath. Have a look at how Resin is deploying early.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Double Henri, Slava, and Holland to B makes sense, but sending the Annapolis to the edge of the map where they're going to find a Brisbane and a Yu Yang, I don't think the Brisbane's going to be with us very long.
Well, I think that's a realization that they need to win that flank. They know they can't take the C cap because Z52 exists. And look, there's the quick cap for Bonks. So they know they have to win this side. They're going all in for this. In fact, Resin investing a flagship on this play, on this game, because remember, they want to win this. They're up one game. They want to make it 2-0 and be done.
Yep. Now, I think are we going to see an early Brisbane radar? Mad Dog has just crossed into the Brisbane radar perimeter. Looks like the answer is no, at least for the moment.
Which is interesting because he is deploying smoke, and if you're
Yep.
that Brizzy, you know there's something in that smoke.
There's something of value in there. But Tester...
And
Go ahead.
you'd also catch the destroyer out of it too, but
Yep.
they're instead just going to dump all the torpedoes.
Tester opting to hold his fire. Going to use the Goose Cookies smoke here.
I think I get it. They held it because they wanted to use their own smoke, but they wanted to wait until their smoke was done, figuring if it's another smoke Yu Yang, that smoke won't last too long. Little do they realize there's a Jinan in there that's also got smoke.
Yep, they don't know that there's a Jinan in there. They don't know there's an Annapolis in there. Tester already getting turned around, backing off. Maybe sniffing a little of the trap that's coming. The Annapolis Hydro is running back here, so all of these torpedoes are spotted. In fact, both Annapolis and Jinan maneuvering away.
Yeah, but
Jinan's going to take, I think, at least... Nope, he's good. Sneaks through.
Vivefire is going to take a deep water.
Annapolis does take a deep water. A little surprised at that.
I think he was caught mid engine shift from forward to reverse.
No exchange of fire on the other side of the map yet as K-Bomb Slava just kind of lurking in mid. setting up his sniper scope, looking downrange, hoping to find a shot.
There's Big Six's Janan smoke for Vifire's Annapolis and himself.
Yep.
Now that does signal that there's another smoke ship on this flank.
Yep, more torpedoes coming in as well.
So Tester and Cookie, if I'm them, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to stay back and sure, we'll take this sea cap and hold it for forever.
All right, they finally catch a glimpse of Tester. That brings out the Yu Yang radar, so they now know at least, I mean, they knew the Yang was there, I think, anyway. Vifire going to take another torpedo in the bow.
Ouch.
Taking a Brisbane torpedo here. As an Ohio salvo comes fishing him in smoke. I think they know the Annapolis is here, Zath. I think the jig is up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's only one reason that you would bring two smokes on the flank, and that's to hold a high value target, or ship within.
Well, certainly the rate of fire has signaled them to what is lurking in this smoke. More deep water's coming in now, and Vifire has no hydro. He's not going to see these until probably, I'm guessing about maybe now. Looks like he's going to take at least one more.
Yeah, he'll take one on the belt on the side.
Man, they are just brutalizing the Resin flagship with torpedoes, Zath.
Now that wrecks his engine, and he is also flooding. And DCP is down for another 13 seconds.
Now, all the way over
coming in.
All the way over on the one line, we're also seeing some drama.
Yeah, I was looking at it before. They were about to get past the volcano. Eagle Lance in big trouble already.
Getting smashed here. His heel just expiring. He finally goes dark, but he took a big hits from both the Janan and the Goliath.
Yep.
He does take another fire that puts him back. Yeah, he's lit again briefly. Gets it out right away.
It's interesting that Resin split their Henris like this. I guess they're trying to look for broadside shots with AP.
Maybe. Ocean Man's Henri well spotted here on the 3 line. The Slava has moved up into the B cap. Only 3.5 minutes on the timer. Resin's going to have to try and engineer this board position into some points in very short order. They surrendered the C cap early, never even contested it. It's taken them, the better part of 5 minutes and change to get these ships onto the 1 line. Now that they're there, how does that get them a win?
The only thing that can happen is the push on the 1, 2, 3 line gets into the A cap. Have fun with that. That's the only way they can get cap parity. There's no chance for Resin to get into C to even stop the point gain.
Yeah. Chat asking a quick question about why Vifire's Annapolis shows up in a different color in our overlay system, and that's because it is one of the ships that is designated as a flagship. So all tournament, those ships will have special colors in the overlays and mod packs that we're using so that they are very clearly visible to everyone.
Yep. This is a special casting mod that we're using for this tournament, and it also shows point values and that sort of thing.
Ocean Man pulling up short, taking a double fire right there from the Goliath as Deepwater Torps come in. His hydro is ticking. He can see them. That's why he's maneuvering the way he is. If
just ask the same question.
If they can kill the Goliath, Zath, I feel like they still have just enough time to sneak into the E cap. It's going to be close. Eagle Lance's Holland rotating here across the E line. Looks like he's going to try to come into the south side of the cap over here in about E4, E5.
Annapolis is going into C. Peyton, and over on the 1 line, the Henri takes a Deepwater Torp while he's backing up. There's no way they're going to get Satori. He's behind the island, well away. He knows that he's the focus target, and he doesn't care.
And so now with 90 seconds left on the timer, the Annapolis steps into C, and in probably another, say, 10 to 12 seconds, the Holland will step onto A, and suddenly Bonks, having been pushed firmly back off of both caps, is going to have to make some tough choices.
Yep, Eagle Lance is about to get in, and there it is.
There it is.
So now, no point gain. at least for the green team.
Indeed. Bonks now held firm at 860 points, gaining no points right now. Resin capping C as now the Z moves into contested. They can't see the Annapolis. They can see the Z. That's Annapolis radar. Getting him lit right there for a bit.
Yep.
And there goes
Now,
the A cap.
Hydro is active for the for Todd Howard's Z52, so Annapolis is now caught on that Hydro. Who can?
Well, the Ohio salvo's already in the air, doing good work, taking about half of Vifire's remaining health there. Vifire's got to try to see if he can get out of here.
The problem is he's going to be forced to stay in C-cap in order to stop the point gain.
Yeah, but
If he dies,
yeah, it just accelerates the pain. Torpedoes
Here comes
going in
Seppuku's
on
next salvo.
Seppuku. He takes one. The Ohio salvo coming in.
another
More good
10K.
work. Another 10K disappears as Vifire's heal expires. I mean, they're going to lose Vifire. It's simply a question of how long he can hold out.
That's right. So Vifire just unloads because he's like, yeah, I'm probably dead.
Yep. So now he's going to put on some speed and start maneuvering. Going to maybe try up and get some damage into the Z before he goes. This salvo right here ought to knock him out, and it does.
Yep.
So there's some points for Bonks as our first kill of the game comes over the halfway mark of the match.
Right. Now, Todd Howard's is going to be able to grab the C-cap uncontested again. And you can see Janan is now moving into, that's Addy, he's moving into A now.
Yep.
So I think the big question is, can the Henris spring something?
Well, they can't spot him. The Deepwater Torps keeping Ocean Man pinned behind that island. Peyton's Henri more or less camped out here. I mean, he can't reverse in. And so now, Bonk's ticking up positive points again. They capture C, and now they step onto A.
This might be a big one. Deepwater Torpedoes coming towards Big Six's Janan. He just popped his smoke. Mad Dog spots the torpedoes. Big Six says, well, crap, I can't sit here now. And he's going to turn north into maybe one or two.
He's going to take at least one as he tries to...
Good
Scraping
dodge.
paint off the hull, ladies and gentlemen. Once Addy's Janan completes this cap, it's going to be seconds. There it is, 30 seconds now to a Bonks win. They've played a very, very tight game here, Zath.
Absolutely. They know that they want to force a game 3, so...
All right, Eagle Lance steps into C literally at the exact same time that Todd's Hydro expires. That buys Resin a little bit of time as the Yang is coming in now. They realize how alone Todd's is, Zath. I think they're going to try and pincer him and put him off the board, but they've got to get this kill in the next 40 seconds.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense. Now, there's the radar from the Brizzy saying, stop right there, criminal.
Yep. Todd can now, I think, start to sense what's about to happen. All he has to do is not die in the next 25 seconds.
Meanwhile, Big Six forced to turn again. Is he going to take a torpedo?
They can now see Todd, the Janan coming in, 16 seconds. I don't think they're going to be able to kill the Z-52 in time, Zath. They need another kill, and they're not going to get it. It's a good
Ocean
push.
Man trying to move forward.
It's a great push here at C, but it's going to come about 20 seconds too late as Bonks is going to claim game 2.
Yep. And I've been robbed a death pick in both of these games.
Oh, I'm so
I know,
sorry.
Right? Hey, I use them for my cover picks for these matches, you know? I got to have something for people to be like, oh, I got to click on that.
And they did finally sneak a kill in there on Ocean Man, by the way, right at the end after the timer had ticked over, I think.
Oh, I chose to go and look at the Destroyer side.
Yeah.
But I see that now. Oh, well.
Wow. Solid play there from Bonk, Seth. Really looking good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting.
Just nice, tight board control. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, game 3 on the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go have our first look at Islands of Ice for this event.
Yay.
I mean, it's a thing.
18 team. All right. Oh my god, how many maps have I voiced over and then they're like, yeah, we're not gonna use this one anymore.
I don't know. You take that stuff so personally, Zath. It's so weird to me. And I think it's because I've done so many of those over the years that I'm just like, it's just another voiceover, man.
Well, you started doing them all, right? And
well,
then,
yeah, I was
so,
I did them all at first, right? It was kind of one of those things that we invented back in the day to cover up the transition of zoning into a game when you had to ram each other and all that kind of garbage before spectator mode, right?
I gotta say, I'm shocked, completely shocked and appalled. Take a look at the EU bracket.
Oh my! Hold on.
It's TWA versus Reign in the winners bracket final.
I'm smelling BS.
I'm just shocked and appalled at this.
Hang on. Yep, I can smell the BS over the internet, Zath.
We are both Battlestar Galactica fans. All of this has happened before.
And all of it will happen again.
All of it will happen again.
All of it will happen again. That is true. Can confirm that.
Although this time they've gone back to TWA instead of, I don't know, whatever their team name generator used before.
ELSR has swept KSC in their winners bracket match in this particular round, Zath. So I guess I could put up the TTV screen for a minute. Let me show folks some of this. It looks like that needs to get refreshed. Why don't I?
So whoever wins the next game that we are bringing you, whoever wins that game, will go on to face KSC.
Yeah, hang on a minute. Aha, there we go. Let's refresh that. Aha, there it goes. Now it's behaving.
Yay!
Yay! But yeah, so yeah, the winner of this match is going to go on to face KSC. The loser will simply become the 4 seed, the North American 4 seed. So they're playing today like a double elimination bracket, but it's not really double elimination, right? It's because no one's actually being eliminated. Today is basically the seeding phase. They're trying to get the 4 teams in each region ranked 1 to 4, and then they're going to plug those into tomorrow's bracket and go from there.
Right. Oh, I should probably go back to port.
I mean, eventually, that would be smart, right?
Well, you know how it is. You tab out. There's so many things to do.
There's a lot going on, and I'm keeping an eye on my stream, waiting for kind of the game to draw to a close so that I can run a giveaway and push an ad roll and all that sort of things.
I'm surprised you, with all your fancy timers and stuff, don't just put a timer on.
You know what? I probably. So here's the problem that I've had, Zath. For years, I had a button on my Stream Deck that would run a timer and push an ad roll, because there's a command, like a manual command you can type into Twitch, or there was like a button on the Stream Deck offered you a command for manually push an ad roll. But I hit a stretch that command like quit working, like it just failed. It just didn't do anything. Okay. So I don't know if maybe they've fixed it. I have not tried it in a while. I might. You make a good case though. Let's play around with it here. Where are you? Come to here. Play. Okay, let's do this, and we're gonna say no. That. Okay, I'll try it here in between games when I go to manually click my ad roll, and we'll see if I can make the button work.
Yeah.
I'm not holding out much hope, but we'll give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
What are you up to over there? You're engrossed in something.
Yeah, so I've been trying to run my rerun stream on a 14-year-old laptop, which I call the crap top. And it just crashed on me.
The crap
Which is frustrating.
Yeah.
Which is very frustrating because I did a check on it, and I ran a stream to YouTube just to see if the streaming part would work, and it did. It streamed for 96 hours straight. So I'm like, okay, well, let's try putting the crap top on and see what happens. Crap top runs, and it crashes about, I think that's about 16 hours. So, yeah, we're gonna take the crap top off of that, and I'm gonna just put the other one back on. So
Look
I'm gonna
at
need
that.
a minute while I do that.
My fancy ad roll button actually worked, Zath.
Hey, congratulations.
That has not happened in a very long time. I'm excited for that. All right, I'll work on that for later. I'll get a timer set up.
Here it is, Raptor. This is an Asus G73JW gaming laptop.
The crap top.
14 years old.
14 years old.
Bought it in
My
2010.
my gaming laptop that I carry. Hold on. It's right here. So, you remember...
Yeah, I saw it. Your MSI.
You've seen it. But you remember, like, I guess it's been about 6 years ago, right? I moved down to Ingleside because I was working in the shipyard down there. And for a time, I was taking my entire desktop PC back and forth to the apartment. And then finally, later in that year, I bought an MSI. This is a Stealth, I think. What is this? Like a Stealth G83 or something? Does it tell me on the back here? Yeah, here we go. GS63 Stealth. There we go. So that's my baby right there with all the goofy stickers on it and everything, which of course the camera doesn't want to render it because of how I have my backdrop set up. But yeah, she's fun. She's fun.
Well, you saw this. This is my travel laptop that I use now.
Yeah.
And this is a Mech. What is it? Mech G2 Mech 15. It's a 15-inch or whatever, and it's from Electronics.
Yeah,
so, very nice laptop.
I'm starting to debate whether or not I need to get a new one of those. The battery is dead. The laptop literally will not run unless I plug it in, which after 6 years, I'm kind of not surprised. But once I do plug it in, it runs great. So I don't feel like I'm in a big rush because most of the places I use it, I'm going to sit down and plug it in anyway. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Ironically, I bought that laptop so that I can, play Warships while I travel, right? And then I discovered that a PC that's got Intel Iris graphics built into it, so not the crappy, just standard, but Iris Xe or whatever it's called, it can run Warships just fine.
Okay, then.
My new travel laptop is literally just a $400 14-inch cheapy light thing that can last for like 8 hours battery time.
Okay.
And it just blows my mind. I spent so much for a gaming laptop, then COVID hit right afterwards, and then now I've got this other laptop that I can take around that I spend a fraction of the price on.
Yeah.
And it does what I need it to do.
Hey, there you go.
Anyway, I'll be right back.
Yeah, do your thing. I gotta turn my fan on under the desk here. Oh yeah. Get a little air movement. We're getting into summertime here in South Texas, and even the AC can't keep up in a room with this many electronics sometimes.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yep.
For me, you were talking about the battery dying. I'm in the same boat with that laptop I was just talking about, my electronics. It's a 3-cell battery, and 2 of the cells have started puffing up to the point where my touchpad was actually sticking up. So I took it apart. I looked at it. I'm like, you know what? Probably not safe to have this in the laptop anymore. So I took it out. So there's no battery on it, but what I've done is I've actually connected it to my UPS, my battery backup, so that if power goes out, at least, I'm not screwed.
All right, so I got good news, Zath. Everyone is in the room and ready. I think we're going to be dropping in the next 60 seconds or so. Our ref is hitting the head, and then I'm betting by the time he's back, this game will be ready to drop. That's my expectation anyway. Yeah.
That will work.
Yep. We should be on our way shortly.
There we go. Cool. All right. Always fun when we have that little extra gap in time. That worked out well for me.
Yep, that was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that showing? Okay, hold on a minute. I've got a mistake, clearly. Dummy. Let me go fix this thing, because we are not doing best of 5s today.
No.
Not today, Buana, not today. There we go. That's where we're... No. That. There we go. Nailed it! Oh, Hotspot is not our next map. We are on to Islands of Ice. Man, I'm just all over the Not hitting enough update buttons, Zath. Not hitting enough update buttons.
Yep.
All right. Well, teams are here. Teams are ready. I suspect we'll be underway momentarily. And then after this, we're going back to the Chinese bracket, Zath. That'll be entertaining, right? Let's see.
After this, I thought we were going to do the European one.
Oh no, you're right. It's the EU bracket. We're going to the EU. That EU losers bracket, I think, was what we signed up for. Is that right?
Yeah.
That sounds correct.
Losers of one and winners of the other. I can't remember exactly.
Which is going to be Rain and them when the time comes. That will be our next match.
Yes, rain them after shaft them.
After shaft them, will we rain them?
I mean, we don't come up with the names, y'all.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't make this crap up, guys.
And at least for this tournament, they're appropriate. So.
As opposed to what, your enterprise tournament, they were not appropriate?
Well, we had one team named Tits.
Of course you did. Because
we had another named Ass.
Because gamers are 12. All right, let's get into this game, shall we, Zath?
So imagine that lineup.
Yeah, I know, right?
It didn't happen. I was hoping it would, but it did not.
All right, we need the reverse spawn as we head here into Islands of Ice. Let's do this. All right, welcome to Game 3 of Resin Bonks, ladies and gentlemen. Resin looking solid in Game 1, but Bonks coming back, storming back in Game 2. As we come to Islands of Ice for the rubber game of the series, let's talk about team lineup. Seth, what's Resin cooking here in green?
Resin bringing our first Vermont of the tournament. So excited to see that. That's a flagship, and Peyton's in that one. And in front of him is Ocean Man in the Brisbane. And we've got Big Six in the Jinan, Goliath. That's Hungria 15. Big Boy's in a Grozovoy now. Eagle Lance in a Lushun, and Mad Dog in another Lushun. Interesting, they have different commander builds. Kind of surprised to see Mad Dog not taking the commander that has the boosted survivability expert. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Eagle Lance certainly did. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fresh off their win in Game 2 with the bottom end of the map in red, Bonks fielding a battleship of their own. That's Kermit's Cristoforo Colombo. They've got a guy who's Brisbane. Tester's not moving. I wonder if we're going to see a restart here. Let's see. Double Destroyer. Z42, not Z52. This is the one with the smaller guns. And then Yu Yang. This is not a radar Yang. That is a smoke Yang. Backed up by Addy's Janan. Full torpedo build on this particular Janan. Chukwama's Defense and Satori's Goliath headed over here towards C. And then, of course, all the way in the back, Tester's Brisbane. And I guess Tester is slow to load in or whatever. There he goes. He's finally off the mark as well.
Well, they might have had a really good spawn for them. As a matter of fact, with the way both destroyers are going.
It looks that way. It looks like they said, the Brisbane's going to be a little slow, but don't restart it because if we restart it, he might spawn on the other end, right? That kind of thing.
Exactly.
Well, early Z42 position over here along this island. In fact, he's lit on the surface very briefly. Mad Dog he and the Lushun now catching glimpses of each other.
Take a look at this engagement.
Brisbane shells falling in from Ocean Man. I want to just shout that name every time it comes up, Zath. Ocean Man. Whole bunch of Yu Yang Torps going up there into the gap where Ocean Man's smoke is going to be, or already is, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get some more damage.
Hydro.
Trying to get some more damage downrange on Nagato's Z42, but it doesn't look like they're going to get there as the radar is expiring. Maybe a little more chip damage with that salvo. Yeah, but nothing catastrophic.
Mm-hmm. All the torpedoes coming in now. Look at all these torpedoes. Ocean Man's going to take 2. No, 1.
One Deepwater Torp landing on the Brisbane as even more shells. Oh, now it's the Lushun Hydro that has Nagato locked up here as Eagle Lance's Lushun also making him pay for this position. Yep. Feels like
Mad
Nagato
Dog,
maybe a bit overextended. Mad Dog taking some punishment as well.
Yep. Both teams just trading blows hard.
Yeah, just body blowing the understanding the critical importance of this island position to the A cap. But right now it's Resin who's coming out well in the lead of this department. Addy's Janan is going to take at least one of these. Is he going to con his way through it? One in the bow. Better than the two that were going for his midsection at one point. As there we go.
There's first blood.
Nagato going out there.
Yeah, if you look at this island, the south side is at a distinct disadvantage because of that town.
Yeah.
That flatter land pushes
flatter
you farther
terrain.
away. There's less cover.
Yep. The flatter terrain allows more shells to fall in on the south side than can squeak in on the north side.
Mm-hmm.
Big Vermont salvo hunting Ocean Man's Brizzy. Does he land any of it? He does not. Sorry, Columbo salvo. My apologies.
More torpedoes coming into Eddie's Junon spot, and I don't know. This might hurt a lot.
Well, the Hydro can spot
have a heal
them.
available.
He has. I mean, he can see them coming. Nah, he's got this. Check it out. He's fine.
Convenience gap. Yep.
Nice little gap there. The Hydro picking him up. Now the Hydro has expired, or is about to expire. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Mad Dog's going to back into A and get the easy cap.
That Columbo dispersion really trolling Kermit there. Had a decent shot on Peyton's Vermont. Doesn't get much out of it. Most of those shells going long. Vermont, on the other hand, punching defense for 30K right in the face like he doesn't care.
Yeah, well, brick smash.
I mean, if you bring a brick, Zath, you can only do one thing with it, and that is smash. That's literally all it's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Turn a little bit of that music on, finally. I keep forgetting to do that.
But
Speaking
I'll
of
tell you,
smash, go. Ooh, they finally get Addy in the smoke. Addy's been playing with fire back there.
Yep. Is that what you were fixing to say?
No, I was actually pointing out that that Eagle Lance's Lucian getting into a bit of a gunfight with Satori's Goliath over on the 9 line, but the Goliath got one really good solid salvo into him for about a quarter of his HP, and he was like, "Oh yeah, no, I think I'll stop this now." But for the moment,
Fair enough.
Resin up 2 ships. Bonks trying to cap A. Looks like they're going to be able to pull it off, maybe?
They're going to pay a lot for this. Radar's up from, I think that was Ocean Man.
Oh, half of Tester's HP disappears under that Vermont volley.
Yeah,
As
and
they are...
Seppuku's been getting smacked too.
I think they're going to get Mad Dog here, Zath. They're trying to murder Mad Dog, and I think they're going to get him eventually. The Brisbane is just too close. And there he goes. A big kill for Bonks, points they desperately need, but man, Seppuku's giving up a ton of health here.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem for him is once he gets detected, he's going to give up the rest of his health, and he is currently burning.
He is detected. I mean, the Brisbane can spot him. The Grozavoy's spotting for the Brisbane in the smoke there.
Mm-hmm. Now, notice Ocean Man in his Brisbane. He runs double rudder. He used to do this all the time in the Minotaur as well. Double rudder with range and just dare people to shoot him. And you could see the importance of that double rudder with that salvo. He just turned and dodged almost all of those shells like it was nothing.
Yep. Ocean Man strikes again. Back to a 2-ship lead again for Resin here in this decisive game 3. They look really good, they really want that chance to go square off against ELSR in the winners game.
And Cookie might. No, he'll be okay.
No, he's fine.
He'll be okay.
Well, okay, he slowed down.
You see
I
what
was
I mean?
like, yeah, for a minute there, it looked like, well, no, he slowed down. Okay.
As casters, a lot of times we'll call something that's going to happen, and it's almost like the player is listening to us at that exact moment. It's like, no, we're not doing this.
Sometimes we're able to all see the same things at approximately the same time, Zath, and that produces occasionally hilarious results. Only 4 ships left on the board for Bonks. They're going to have to try and dig in and defend these caps if they want to win this series. I'm not sure they can. Peyton gets his stern turrets off at the defense and casually shaves off another 20,000 hit points.
Yep. I get the feeling Resin was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. They took a Goliath or defense before."
All right,
What
they took a
can counter
defense.
that?
What could possibly? Oh wait, I have just the thing for this.
Right?
I have just the thing for this instance, Your Grace. Resin pushing back into A, bringing big boys Groz and Ocean Man's Brisbane. Spotting their opposing Brisbane. That's Tester on the surface, putting up some smoke. Brisbane says, "LOL, fine. Smoke all you want. Here's have some radar."
Yeah, I feel like that's a little aggressive for right now, but okay.
It is fairly aggressive, Zath, but I like the play. Right? If Resin right now is up 2 ships, they're up 150 points. In my mind, you absolutely want to keep on the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The question is he going to make this play, or is it going to cost him his ship? He was dark in there. He drifted out of the smoke. He accelerates back into it, and there he goes, breaking the LOS again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to allow them to counter cap A.
Attempts with AP on the Brisbane didn't work.
Ocean Man puts up his radar, blessedly ensconced in Grozavoy smoke. Going to see if they can pick up this kill on Cookie's Yu Yang here. Eagle Lance's Lu Xun pitching in as well, as the Vermont finally just says, "Be gone!" to Chukwama's defense. Yep. Brick is not fast, Zath, but Brick is hard to kill, and Brick hits hard.
Yes, and Brick owns the middle.
At the moment, Peyton's Brick owns the middle.
Well, we have some Goliath on Goliath action on the 10 line. But, I mean, at this point, this is all but over.
Pretty much all but over. Most of the important stuff still happening back at A. The Vermont has moved in for support. 4 Resin ships in or immediately adjacent to the A cap means there's no way back into this cap for Bonks now.
Yep.
Tester getting spotted. I'm waiting for the Vermont salvo. There it is. There's the stern guns. There's the bow guns. Does Tester survive? He does, barely.
Yes.
He survives-ish. He gets to a heal. I feel like, Zach, this is one of the best... I feel like this is one of the best played Lu Xun games we've seen yet from Eagle Lance. Right?
I agree.
He's not afraid to use the guns, but he also seems to be doing a better job versus some of the other Lu Xuns we've seen to this point in the event of knowing when to hold his fire, go dark, and let one of his big fancy heals just slowly bring him back up.
Yep, and knowing when to heal. As
and knowing
Peyton
when to
says,
heal.
Keep healing, I'm reloading.
Yeah, keep healing, I'm reloading as Tester goes down and seals the deal 10 seconds here to a Resin win in Game 3. Well played to both teams, but Resin is going to claim this game. They're going to move on to face ELSR for the possible top spot in the NA bracket. Resin can now do no worse than the number 2 spot in the NA bracket, as Ocean Man is going to die right here at the very end of the game.
Again.
He did that last game, too. That's right. I forgot about that.
Game.
He did do that last game. I just love saying Ocean Man. There's just something about that. I can't stop. I want to I can't.
You know what his name was before, right?
I don't actually.
Jake from State Farm.
That's Jake? I didn't know that.
That's Jake.
That's
Jake,
awesome. Yeah. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Well, congratulations to Resin for
Solid.
that win.
Well played. All right, guys. Well, listen, that match is done, and in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so, we are going to be moving on to bring you the current EU bracket match, which is going to be Rain and them. But for now, I got to come back here and get set up for all of that.
Right.
Now, if I come over to this window, I should be able to find the map rotation for that. Come to this. Yep. Where are you? Down here. Are we not allowed to go ahead and do map pick ban while things are still running? No, there it is. Okay, I found it. All right, we have a map rotation, Zaf.
Now, funnily enough, Rain already saw them before.
Who won
To
that
Odom.
match? To Odom. Okay, so this is a rematch then.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope
So it
this
looks
match
like-
goes to game 3, Zaf. I really hope
I
this
do
match
too.
goes to game 3.
I do too. So we do have a map rotation.
Yep, I'm filling it in here. Okay. There we go. All right, so I just need to come over here and push some buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Starting on tiers, going to hotspot, and finishing on riposte. I really hope we get to game 3.
Mm-hmm. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, I know why.
I
Raptor wants
want a
three.
game 3 so bad. I want to see teams.
I mean,
I want to see these teams play riposte. That would be hilariously fun.
mm-hmm. To be fair, we always want a game 3, no matter what.
Yes.
But even more so, riposte. And the game is available, by the way. Just search
Excellent.
for ref,
I
and it's under
will
SeaRaptor.
head over there and get into that. Yes, leave this training battle. And push this button and then that button.
Yes. Rain them hard. Rain them.
And there it is.
Love the names.
Nailed it. All right,
Nailed
so guys on my stream, this is probably the last series of the day for me. We'll keep an eye on it, but I need to be off the air in I need to be off the air in no more than an hour and a half. So if this match does go all 3 games, this will 100% be my last match of the day. If we can sneak in maybe one more game towards the end, maybe, right? But I am not going to be able to cast the last match of the day. That is not a thing.
Gotcha.
I am taking my wife to the airport, and sorry, my happy marriage outstrips my responsibilities to Warships.
Well, you know, you don't want her missing her flight and all
Oh,
that
no.
stuff. So,
I mean-
absolutely.
At the absolute worst case, I'd stick her in an Uber and say, good luck, but that's not going to happen because that's not what we agreed to. And I'm not going to make her mad on the day that she leaves for a week because then she's going to be mad for a week and I'm not putting up with that.
You go give her a hug outside and on the
Be
Uber.
like, you're like, well,
Love you.
sorry, dear, got to keep casting. Good luck. Here's your Uber. See you later. The look of death that I would get for doing that. Oh, man. Not worth it. 100% not worth it.
No.
Too funny. All right. Well, we got a few minutes to kill. I guess we can hit the usual things that we hit in between matches. I will take the opportunity to remind everybody on my channel, I am doing giveaways on my Discord in between games. So if you're not there by the time you're hearing this, you could probably pop over there right now and still enter the giveaway that started when the previous game ended.
Mm-hmm. And on my chat, we are doing our giveaways on Twitch. You can check it out, twitch.tv/LordZath. And, you know, like we said before, the big brain is go on both, enter in both,
Absolutely.
double your chances of winning.
Try to get all the free stuff you can.
When we did Team League, there were people that were having like 6 different streams open trying to win those perma camos. 'cause they're so
Absolutely.
awesome.
Do it.
Why not?
Get all the free stuff you can, man. Literally. Why not? Why not? While I've got a minute, I think I might actually work on a button.
Awesome. While you do that, I'm going to hit the head for just a moment.
Yeah. Do that.
Grab
I'm going to
snack.
work on a button here. Let's do a... Ooh, hold on. Now let's go back to this. First thing I'm going to do, actually, while I'm looking at it, is it's time for one of those. And then I'm going to come over here and do... I'm waiting for my mod to make sure that he's ready. Waiting for 4BF to type in the chat to remind me. There it is. He's typing. This is weird to do from the future. Living in the future is weird, y'all. There we go.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's work on this little multi-action button here. Multi-action. So what I want to do is, I want a timer. 60 seconds times 5 minutes times 1,000. I need 300,000 milliseconds. And let's actually go ahead and add 30 to that for good measure.
You're doing the ad timer?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. Now that the Twitch thing seems to be working, I'm like, well, hell, let's do that. For a while there, it was not working, and I never did figure out why.
All right, Raptor, I'm going to have a snack, and I need you to choose the flavor.
Oh, God.
You ready for this?
No.
Okay. You've got dark chocolate sea salt, lemon coconut, peanut butter chocolate.
Peanut butter chocolate.
Peanut butter chocolate. Actually, my favorite of the three, I would say.
Now, what is this? Are you having like a power bar or something? What do you got cooking over there?
Yeah, Simply Protein.
Oh, nice. I think I've got some of those downstairs. I need to go get me one, actually.
Got to refuel, you know?
Yeah. And breakfast was, at this point, breakfast was 4 hours ago. So yeah, I should go grab me something.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I'm gonna do that real fast. So I'm gonna push my little waiting room button and let that play for a minute, and I will be right back. So give me a moment. You know what I'll do? I'll clean up my trash while I'm at it.
Big thanks to those who've been following either of our channels. I've seen some subs coming through. Very much appreciate that. My lights in the background change when people follow, or they cheer with bits, or they sub. And you guys are making the lights go, which is kind of fun. So, thanks for doing so. All right, I managed to get the rerun stream back online again. God, that was annoying. Like I said, I'll try to, after today, I'll try to download the raw video and get it going on the rerun, so if you missed today, you can watch it all over again tomorrow. It's pretty fun. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. How we doing?
Oh, fine. We're waiting on one person for them.
My chat is agreeing with me. Yeah, don't do that to Ginger. She'll kill you. I was like, yes. I'm like, yeah, I know. Trust me. Mm-hmm. We've been married a long time. You don't got to sell me. I'm well aware.
All right, so what did you get?
It's a Cliff Bar, peanut butter banana with dark chocolate.
There you go.
That's one of my favorites. We've gotten to where when we travel, like, of course, we just got back from Europe not long ago, but when we travel for days like that, when we know we're going to be out and about, exploring, being tourists, we almost always will each pack, a couple of these in our little day bags with a bottle of water or whatever, because you just never know when you're going to get caught or stuck or can't find food. This way you've at least got something you can grab and shove in your stomach. And we didn't go through them all. We went through, about half of them or so. So, cheers.
I always find we bring too many when we do that. But
we do too, usually, but I'd rather have... They're easy enough to eat when you come home, so it's no big deal.
Oh, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm with you. When I go places, I do tours, whatever, they always take you someplace and say, go have lunch. And it's like, no, I want to walk around. I want to shop. I want to people watch. I want to take pictures. So having a snack like this gives me the flexibility to do that. Just wolf it down in a few seconds, and off you go.
Yep.
Where were we? We were in Sintra, in Portugal. It's a kind of like a royal retreat, if you will, out of Lisbon. And we're just sitting there up in the gardens, which are kind of public and whatnot. We're just sitting there on a bench chewing, whatever, and just enjoying the shade and the views and everything like that. We didn't pay for anything of that. We just went and did it. A lot of places you pay for views.
Yeah.
Right? You have to go to the restaurant, go upstairs, whatever. So, and the time it takes to do all that, well, we've eaten, and now we're walking around. We're doing other stuff. We were in Santorini, and people spent an hour and a half just to get their lunch and missed out on
that's terrible.
so much.
Yeah.
And of course, overspent like crazy, too.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
what I
boy,
like
Zap.
having a snack with.
Game time. Game time. Let's do it. Let's
go.
do this. All right, we need
Rain versus
regular.
them.
The first two games are just regular spawn buttons, so that's easy.
Okay. Chad is asking why nobody is casting from a bathtub. Well,
All right, Zath, here we are. What do we got cooking? Talk to me, boy.
here we are, Rain versus them in a rematch from earlier today. This time, though, under different circumstances. And Raptor is shaking his fist. I can see that.
No, I'm so
You guys can't
excited.
see it.
I'm so
I know
excited.
you're excited. I know you're excited because Rain is bringing with them the Rhode Island.
Yes. Yes.
The first time seeing a Rhode Island in the tournament. And there's a Howden-Liu, actually two of them, a Yoshino, a Manitar, a Grozovoy, and a Lucian. What do we got to the south? So
All right, them looking for some revenge for their earlier sweep at the hands of Rain. They were swept down into this bracket earlier. They are bringing 3 destroyers. I'm looking at double Khabarovsk. Identical builds.
almost.
No, it's the same. Oh, no, they're not. They're the same
One of
build.
them is using...
Medzuko is running like a fancier captain, but it's the same build.
Right. He gets enhanced preventive.
And then Mixa's running a Yu Yang, full-on torpedo build. That is a radar Yang. Backed up by Dino's Castilla. Over here, we have Fairy's Defense. A whole lot of Tier 1 skills on that boat. Bogdan's Venezia. And then their battleship is an Ohio. We have seen quite a number of battleshipless comps over the course of the day, but both teams here saying, to hell with that, I want my battleship.
Yes. Now, by the way, I'm recognizing all these names. That's Lair.
Yes.
Smile. Lair.
Yep.
It's the, the Russian teams that got folded into the European.
Several of the RU Russian competitive teams moved to the EU server when the RU server was like transferred into its own world, right? It no longer even has the same dev team. And as a result, many of those teams opted to swap to the EU server so they could continue to play and compete in events such as this one.
Exactly.
So, Zath, we're seeing the Khabarovsks head for the island in Bravo 2.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that one. I like seeing the two of them working together, getting up there as quickly as possible. They're going to see the Rhode Island, though.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm a Rhode Island, am I excited about pushing 2 Khabarovsks and those 6-kilometer mini-nuke torpedoes? Like, I don't know, man.
This is true. Now, Rhode Island has lower caliber guns. What are they, 356s or something like that?
Yes, they are 356s. They do not get any kind of fancy accuracy bonuses, but Rhode Island does get 9-kilometer radar to go with a speed boost and a typical heal.
Yep. And because they're lower caliber guns, they reload a little bit quicker.
I think the base reload's about 22 seconds. That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I love that ship. I have been doing ridiculously hilarious things with that ship in ranked. It is so good.
It's a very fun ship to play.
Yep.
I think the biggest problem with her is her armor scheme makes you think you want to play farther away from the action, but it's actually the opposite. You want to play closer to the action.
She is honestly better at like mid-range, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. Castilla getting in on the action, a whole bunch of pain going in on Kim Shaewon's Grozavoy here, down under basically down to a third or a quarter HP already. Pumping out that first heal, but can't hang for long. The Yu Yang, that's Mixa coming up here with the radar to ensure he cannot get away, and that's going to draw some more Khabarovsk fire, I presume.
Yeah, I'm confused as to why the pause before the radar, but maybe it was to get Mizuko's Kava around
I think they
island.
wanted. I think Mizuko called for a wait. A Mix is turning into these torpedoes.
I see it.
Going to take at least one. No,
Nope.
Right under the screws. Crazy. We even keep seeing that today.
Yeah, well.
They're going to get this Grozavoy. Couple of shells is all it's going to take. He's on 1,000 HP, clinging to the top of the map. They're not going to get him. He's dark now. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mizuko is getting punished for this play, though.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely getting hammered by between the Lushun and the Howden Liu. He's on double fires. Double fires with his DCP still 10 seconds away.
Yeah, I don't see him coming back from this.
He's dark. Well, he is dark, but the shells are already in the air that should kill him, and they do.
Yep.
So them with a very aggressive play, trying to secure the kill early on the Rain Grozavoy ends up costing them a destroyer themselves.
Yeah, I like the aggression. It just didn't work out in their favor that time.
No, I really do like the aggression. And now the Rhode Island making his presence felt, slapping the Yu Yang with a big pile of HE. Surprising Mixa hasn't turned back to starboard to cut the island in there. There he goes. All the Howden Liu bombs coming in. I think those should all fall in stern, right?
Dutch oven here.
No, you lead him right?
They were right on him.
He spread them all over. He did get a few in there. Oh, he got him! Ho, ho, ho! Gangbarang. An artist with the Dutch ovening, Zath. Look at that.
Yep. And that's his second kill of the game.
Already 2 big kills for Rain here. Are in control early here on Tears of the Desert.
I'll tell you what. If you are them, how do you get back into this?
I don't think you do, Zath. I mean, you can see they're gonna try and make a play for C, right? They've shoved the Ohio mid. The defense is down here, working his way around, backed by the Venezia. But already, Gangbarang's headed back with his Howden Liu. The Rhode Island, I won't say the Rhode Island is wasted there, because the Rhode Island and the Grozavoy can keep the A cap locked down. Everybody else, and you can see it, Intaro, Gangbarang, World Spawn, Artorias, everybody else can now come back to defend to C and do it handily.
Look at World Spawn even just not even caring.
Yeah. It's going to take this.
I dare you to shoot me.
It's going to take this kind of cheek and the Ohio to like dev strike him. That might allow them back into this game. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Here it comes.
They got a reset on Ferry. Some good sap going into Artorias' Howden Liu, but nope, the Ohio salvo completely whiffs.
Yep.
The Yoshino, Zath, we didn't talk about the Yoshino, right? Mm-hmm. Yoshino Yoshino for at this price point is a ship that first of all, I'm excited to see it, because this is a ship that I really like at tier 10. It's a ship that really only has one good use, and that is to farm fire and HE damage off of, targets that can't really hit her at long range. But in this instance, she's way better than a Janan for only 2 more points.
Well, and frankly, in some regards, even better than, say, a Napoli or a Goliath that does the same role.
Right.
One thing that a lot of people forget about is Yoshino's got those 20-kilometer team killing torps.
Yeah, they're so good.
I say team killing because at the time she was released, team killing was still a possibility.
Was still a thing. That's true.
But that has changed, so now Lucar can just fire his torps with reckless abandon. He doesn't really care.
Eobard's Haba now in the middle of the map in an AP gunfight against Gangbarang's Howden Liu. I'm a little surprised
well,
to see some of this.
He's just trying to get the focus fire off of the Ohio, which makes sense.
Ohio comes in for a decent little chunk of chip damage there. Yoshino trying to add his guns. Excuse me, that's the Venezia. Bogdan trying to add his guns to Gangbarang's misery.
Deep water torps coming in on the Ohio. Oh, Osgill, no luck.
Now
Gangbarang
Gangbarang
is
flexing the bombs
probably
again.
gonna go out here.
Yeah, I think he is. I think the Venezia is the one that has the good shots, but it's the Ohio that gets the kill.
Mm-hmm.
So Ferry's defense finally does bag C. They're going to turn around and bail him out of there just in time for the Lushun to reverse his way in. Them only down one ship now, claiming Gangbarang, getting some revenge. But look what's happening back on the 2-3 line. The Rhode Island, the Grozavoy not being idle, they're pushing as well.
Yeah, they're pushing down Dino's Castilla, but Dino's able to continue sailing around and try to make a play with cross shots like on Antaro.
Yeah.
Pretty far away, though.
Yeah. It feels like Rain maybe tightening the noose around these guys a little bit, right? It's now a north-south fight. Rain roughly a rain on a line across the C and the D lines here, kind of pushing south steadily, and with a significant health advantage over right around 80,000 health.
Yep. Arturius is going to step into C. There it is. And now they're going to pretty much control roughly half the map, maybe a little bit more, as them is forced to give more ground. Dino's trying to shoot into Arturius' Hanlu as well. Arturius is being forced now to angle to one of the targets. So Castilla AP coming in, doing a little connections.
They're trying to secure the kill on Ferry, who was seconds away for getting to his last heal when Arturius gets him with the Howden Liu. 2 kills out of the Howden Liu bombs in this game, Zath.
Mm-hmm.
Rain just dunking these guys.
Yep. Bogdan Laska trying to get in on this along with the Dino's Castilla trying to take out Arturius. He is healing again.
Arturius,
One of the problems is
go.
how Luke can burn longer, but they're using AP and SAP, so.
Well, and Arturius was dark for a moment, then got caught. Now that Haberov's got his broadside with AP and more of the SAP falling in, I think they are going to end up killing Arturius here. There he goes.
Yes. Is this another Dutch oven, though? On Deepest Dungeons, Ohio. His DCP is active.
Deepest Dungeon is out of heals on 1,300 HP.
Yep.
So now the
So
C
he's
cap.
pulling over for some Starbucks.
Yep. His game is basically over. The C cap contested, going nowhere. Rain up a ship, up about 140 points here. 9 minutes to play. Castilla's going to have to make some uncomfortable choices here as he's got an island directly off his bow. Going to make the cut to port. Eilbard's Haberov's now caught in there. What'd you say?
So I said it's a very competitive first game. It's fun
It
to
is
see
indeed.
like just the back and forth here.
It feels like them maybe overplayed their hand up at the top of the map a little bit, especially losing both Habas. But I like the aggression, and they've recovered well enough that this is still, like you say, a very competitive game. I think they are going to lose in the end. They're about to lose the second Haba. There he goes. And so in the end, they are not going to win. But man, they made Rain work for this. This was not like a cakewalk.
Exactly.
I'll say this. Rain has absolutely traded their health better. I mean, look where they are from a health perspective.
Oh, absolutely. 3 times the hit point pool.
Yeah.
Dino's going down here.
Yeah, Dino should die here. Yeah. I feel like he was almost like asking for it. Like, look, that game's over. Let's just get this done.
Well, I kind of feel like Eilbard did the same thing. So,
and he may have.
which is fine. Hey, if it's at the end, you go down swinging.
I mean, at this point, the Ohio's coming out to play. He's going to sail in front of these torpedoes that may or may not have the range.
Yep.
He's actually dark right now, Zath. Look at this as he moves between the islands. They don't have the range.
And the torps
they don't have
fizzle
the
out.
range. 30 seconds now. They're trying to farm out Bogdan and seal the deal.
But Deepest gets spotted, and he will go down first, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he ran the island. He didn't make it. And there he goes.
Actually, they're both going to go down.
They're both going to die. Right at the very end, Rain does get the clean sweep here in game 1.
Yep.
All right. Bam. Bam, bam. Like so. There we go.
And bam.
All right. Well, game 1 in the books. Let's see what happens as if history will repeat itself, if Rain will 2-0 these guys again. They did earlier in the day. I'm actually going to go back and look now. What maps did they play the first time? Here we go. What did they play? They played Warriors Path and Riposte the first time. Now, I'll say this. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Finish your thought. I got something to say. But
in the first series, Rain won both games, but them never scored more than 630 points. Whereas in that game, they had like 700 or 800 at the end. So they're getting better, right? They're slowly getting better. What were you going to say?
They're not quite dead.
Not quite dead yet. Getting better. I
think I'll go for a walk.
That's right. I feel happy. What do you got?
No, I was going to say, I was looking at the rest of the bracket, and interestingly enough, TSMYQ is facing against TSMY again. So we have quality versus performance yet again.
Are they in that losers? Rematch. Are they in that losers chunk of the bracket?
Loser bracket round. Yeah, they're in the loser bracket final right now.
They're squaring off again. I see it.
Yes. So I thought I'd share that. That's kind of funny. We caught them earlier.
Yeah.
ATFD and VOR are also going to face each other in the losers bracket final. So that's 3 rematches. And actually that's 4. All four regions have a rematch in their finals. How crazy is that?
In that losers bracket. Yeah. Look at that. That KSC Resin match went 2-1 earlier. I bet that's a good match. If it goes all 3 games and this one doesn't, we might sneak over and grab that one.
Yep. Absolutely.
That'd be good.
It's worth thinking about, These guys at least are being pretty efficient about starting and everything, so we might have a good chance.
Yeah.
If it goes 2-0.
If. No way to know, but if.
Double check a couple of things.
I will say this, right? And this is maybe a point worth making to the organizers when we talk about scheduling this particular event. It generally doesn't take... There's only, King of the Sea, 9v9, 20-minute timers on a game. And sometimes you have games go all 20 minutes.
Sure.
These 7v7 games with these cap configurations, they generally don't go to full duration, right? So there might be, speculatively, an opportunity for them to say, instead of 90 minutes for a round, 80 minutes for a round. Now, having said that, we have yet to actually finish early a best of 3 series today. So I don't know.
Well, that's always the hard part when you're putting these tournaments together is you need to build in time for delays, for problems, for restarts, et cetera, et cetera. So, it does happen. But I like, for example, the ref right now, he said, we're going to start at 58 after the hour, which is 10 minutes from now, or whenever everybody's ready.
Yep.
And I like that. When you've got your group going, just start it if everybody's ready. There's no reason to sit for another 2 or 3 minutes because somebody somewhere says you start now.
Right.
And what's nice about this is it does give us that flexibility to maybe try to find another game. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Fair point.
One of the things that's always difficult with tournaments is knowing what's going on in the training rooms and that sort of thing. These guys have a ref running each training room, so they know.
They know.
Are they forming up?
100%.
Are they making pick bands? Have they gone into battle? And as a matter of fact, I would like to take a moment and highlight Turkish was actually keeping us updated while we went and caught that pickup game 2, CL versus RB. He was posting, okay, they're voting is complete, and that sort of thing. And it was really cool that the refs are communicating that stuff with the streamers. It makes it so easy for us to know what's going on, so we can try to find a game 3 if we need to, the situation, going into the next game that we're scheduled for, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
All right, now you're spending a lot of time looking to your side. Everything okay?
I'm just looking. You were saying Turkish was posting these updates. Where would I have seen that?
The streamer chat. He posted it in the streamer channel. He added both you and I way back in
I see it.
8:48.
I see it. Oh, I see it now. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So, I mean, but that's the nice thing, right? Like, I was able to confirm with him, wait, are we starting at the scheduled time or are we advancing earlier our group,
Right. I got it. Okay. Yep, I'm with you. I had missed that.
So,
Sometimes they do that in like the strings in the Discord they build for the individual games, and so I was curious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of channels that we all have to try to follow and keep track of and everything.
Now,
So
one of the things I want to look at as we get prepped for this next game, and I know there's a link in here in the streamer announcements. I got to find it. There we go. The flagship tracker.
Yep.
I want to see if
take a look.
them. Okay, are they the only team? No. So right now, out of 16 teams, there are.
Yep.
Am I reading this correctly? 4 teams that have not used a single flagship at all. 4.
Yep.
No, 5.
RSTC.
RSTC, TSL,
which I think
TSYMQ,
Asia.
TSYMQ have not. TWA has not. Them has not. And ELSR. So 5
Now, if you
teams
look
have
at-
not used a flagship at all.
Right. And if you look at those teams, those are all very strong teams from each
Yeah.
region.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Okay.
Meanwhile, TSYM has used 5 and Resin has used 6.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, time for me to go do my giveaway thing. Like, oh, for God's sake. There we go. Get that running. Okay. We haven't done this tournament in a while, and it sometimes is hard to get back into the flow of an event.
Yeah.
This one feels okay. I mean, after a couple of games, like, okay, I'm starting to the cobwebs are breaking loose about how about some of the rules quirks and everything, and how this whole thing comes together. So that feels good.
Yep. For me, this is weekend number 4 in a row of casting tournaments. So I'm in the opposite. I've done it so much, and it's like
your wife is
here we go
probably
again.
ready for you to not be doing this, right?
She's not the only one, frankly.
Well, Zath, I'm glad you're here.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you're here too.
This is a lot more fun when you've got a partner to work it with, right? Now,
Oh yeah.
were you doing the enterprise stuff? Were you doing that with somebody?
Oh yeah, I did it with Puddin'.
Excellent. Good.
And I had such a hard time when I've been casting with you. As you probably know, when Puddin' and I cast, he always calls caps apples, bacon, chocolate, and in some cases donuts.
Yes. I
Because-
recall this particular quirk.
We're waking up super early in the morning. We're both bleary-eyed, and we're both thinking of food.
Yep.
So, it's interesting because I've almost called it a couple of times. Oh look, someone's going on apples. I'm like, oh wait, I gotta say.
I
alpha
mean,
or A.
feel free, man. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, we did the Enterprise G together, and then of course before that was Team League, which we didn't cast together, obviously, because it's
No,
just the
'cause
streamer and their team going.
Team League, you bounce around. Exactly. I was sorry I missed that one. Team League is always one of my favorite events to do, and the timing of this one was just so unfortunate in terms of that we already had that European vacation planned.
Yeah.
At the same time, it sounds like you guys had enough, I don't want to say complaints. I want to say feedback on the new format.
Well, I mean, Wargaming has said, okay, we're gonna do King of the Sea once a year now instead of twice.
Yeah.
We're going to bring some other tournaments up as ways to encourage viewership, encourage people to play, try to make things more accessible to the player base, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Warship Masters is one example of that. And I think when these tournaments are being brought up, they're also trying to kind of grow them
Yes.
beyond where they were before.
Right.
Warship Masters used to be 1 weekend, now it's
Yep,
2.
now it's
right?
2.
So, and they did the same thing with Team League. They had more teams involved,
Yep.
and they had a placement bracket after a team was eliminated, so that those teams could still play and all that kind of stuff. And so, what you've done is you've taken your core concept, which works, it has worked for years, and now you're said, okay, we're going to add all of this on top of it to try to, make it bigger, grander, whatever, right? And I think that the challenge from that is when you're trying to put things together with it and, integrate all that together, yet make those changes. There's a lot of growing pains involved. And I think we saw that with Team League.
Okay, fair enough. I love, what I've always loved about Team League is that, you get so many of us that do this kind of stuff. And sometimes I feel like maybe we take it a little too seriously because we're trying to give that kind of professional sort of feel to what we're doing, because the teams are putting in a lot of effort, and in my opinion it's I expect no less of myself than they're giving in terms of effort. And
Sure.
But one of the things that I've always loved about Team League is that it's much more relaxed, right? You're just you're there to have a great time. You're like, yeah, you're rooting for your team, but do you really care if they win? I mean, it's not going to make or break anything. And you get to BS with some awesome people, and of course, as the field shrinks, you get more and more awesome people all in chat at the same time, and it just becomes this raucous, hilarious mess by the end.
And the problem is that last part didn't really happen.
Didn't happen
with the disconnect because of the placement matches.
Right.
So
right.
it's something they're going to have to figure out. What do they want more? What matters to them more? And then they're going to have to make a decision.
Yep.
And that's fine.
Yep.
But, there's a lot of other tournaments out there. Enterprise G is one that I really like. The idea of starting with 3 versus 3, then building to 6 versus 6, then building to 9 versus 9.
I didn't know that's how it worked. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So by the end, you've got 3 different groups of 3 that don't necessarily all know each other, trying to coordinate.
Okay. Interesting.
It turned into a lot of fun.
Interesting. All right. Well, these teams are both here. They're both ready. I suspect we're going to be dropping into this game very, very soon. And I got to say, Zath, we've seen a couple of different takes on Hotspot today. I'm curious to see how these guys approach it. The EU competitive brain in Warships is always a little different than everybody else's, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is. Absolutely is. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I don't think them is out of this by any means. They can come back and force a game 3.
Absolutely.
We both want that, so
I
we
hope
go to
so.
Riposte.
Yes.
So we shall see.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of low-key rooting for him this game because I want to see that game on Riposte.
Look, as casters, we are supposed to be impartial. I always root for the team that will take us to a game 3 or a game 5, depending on the situation.
Yep, 100%
Putting
reasonable.
always rooms for Team Bravo because Bravo always has the worst spot. And most of the maps, the alpha spawn is the stronger positioning. So, anyway, it looks like it's time to go, huh?
Yep, we are dropping in. So why don't we go ahead? Let's see. Yep, we're using the regular overlay again. Why don't we go ahead and get in here?
You got it, dude.
Get the camera plugged into the right place. Ooh, indeed. All right, Zath. I'm going to push this button. Talk to us about the Rain lineup.
So Rain, with 1 game up over them, is bringing a Daring and Taro. Gangbang is then a Tromp, so they're looking for the mini Dutch oven there. World Spawn is in a Z42, not a 52, so slightly less hydro coverage and all that good stuff. You've got Kim Chewan in the Venezia, Lucar in our first time looking at a Novosibirsk as a flagship. Arturius is in the Howlu for the proper Dutch ovens, and AI gunner Dastard is now in a Yoshino. What do we got to the south?
First Novosibirsk we've seen today. I'm really curious about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, them backs to the wall, needing this match to continue to stay in this particular bracket. Otherwise, to avoid being the EU 4 seed is where we're at.
Exactly.
Sticking with a fairly familiar lineup, right? We've got double Habarovsk again, Medzuko and Eobard. Again, Mixa and the Yu Yang. And I got to say, I don't feel like any of those destroyers played badly last game, so I think it's going to work. Ferries Venezia. We have Dino in a Howden Liu himself now. And Bogdan remaining in a Venezia. So double Venezia, Howden Liu. Man, these cruiser lineups are so weird today. And then Deepest remaining with his first and bestest love, his Ohio.
You got it.
Now,
Yeah, I think that some of the cruiser love is because of the points and because of the battleship. You don't see a lot of the big ones.
Yep. An interesting choice here. And of course, one team having a battleship and one team not. We'll have to see if them's able to parlay that into points somehow.
Parlay.
Now, I love the Dutch ovening. DNO knows exactly where World Spawn is going to be camped out, and he has already got the planes going in.
It's one nice thing about using Howden Liu on this map. World Spawn obviously saw the planes and said, nah, and turned a different way.
Yep.
But
chose a different path, but he's going to have to deal with that threat the entire game in some fashion or other as long as DNO hangs out over there. Now,
reminds me of Commander mode for Battlefield 4. You just
In
pull
the-
out a tablet.
in the time that it took Rain to grab C, the near cap, them has already grabbed B, their far cap, just because of the speed of the Habas, even though neither Haba used a speed boost to get there.
Right. And obviously Ray knows that's where the Havas are heading.
Oh, sure. Doesn't make any sense for them to play the 9-10 line. That just seems like a giant waste.
Mm-hmm. That
The-
being said, it would be kind of fun to see them, tag teaming Lukars Novosibirsk right now.
I was going to say that the Venezia Novosibirsk kind of pairing here on this flank really intrigues me, Zath, because, the Venezia SAP does really horrible things to most of the Russian supercruisers.
Agreed. And not only that, but, Rain expending a lot of points, investing a lot of points on the 9-10 line, and it's just going to sit there. Kind of like what we saw with the Annapolis.
A little bit.
On the same setup,
Deepest Dungeons, Ohio, setting up shop here along the G line in the southwestern corner of the sea cap. Looking for cross shots, possibly looking for Esters Yoshino, which he now can spot thanks to the Habarovsks moving up the 3 line. Must be out of range, though. 21 clicks. I don't know how his base range off the top of my head. Surprised we haven't seen another Dutch oven from DNO.
Yeah, he had an opportunity, several of them. I have a feeling they expect the Z42 to just left C, because why would you need to stay in it? But they're backing Deepest Dungeon in to find out if he's still in this cap or not.
Interestingly enough, Zath, look at what the Habs. They went up the 3 line, made an immediate 90-degree turn, and are cutting back towards mid.
Okay.
Interesting play. They're getting out of the way as Ferries Venezia pushes up the 3 line. The Novosibirsk now, there's the SAP doing good work on that Russian cruiser.
Right, and he also had several Dutch ovens earlier. Here's the third one, and did that stick a fire? No. So, okay. Didn't quite come out the way they had hoped, but it is what it is. I have a feeling that the Kaba's changing like that was to try to throw off the RPF or whatever, radio location.
I got to say, Zath, if I'm Bogdan, I am excited about this entire engagement because he has such a smashingly good advantage that he can possibly flex there with that SAP plunging through the deck of that Russian cruiser.
Absolutely. The problem is he's so far away, he's got to kind of turn around.
Well, yes, but we talk about it. You want the plunging fire, right? The trick is you've got to be able to spot him at an angle that you're not vulnerable, which is, I presume, why he's holding his fire right now.
Yep. Yep. Now he does have the scout plane consumable or module in the first slot. So when he does put the plane up, he'll have it available for a lot longer. But as you can see, Lucar has now gone dark.
Habarovsk swanning around the middle of the map, farming some HP off of Artorias' Howden Liu as Mix's Yang ducks into the extreme corner, bottom corner of the A-cap. The Trump bombs come in and don't land. Blind fire from the Yoshino does clip Mixa for a little reset.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they know where he is. Take a look at CCAP, though, by the way. Dino has backed into the CCAP.
Yeah. Well, and look...
Artorias is almost dead.
Yeah, look at what these Habarovsks have done to Artorias' Howden Liu, how quickly they've done it. That burn duration, they're just absolutely brutalizing him for it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to burn out, I think. His next heal's 20 seconds away. Yeah, they're going to get this kill right here.
Yep. First blood goes to them.
Big first blood going to them as Mixa does succeed in flipping C right before, I think. No, I think Intaro pushed him off before then. But they are going to be able to flip. Flip A. They are going to flip C.
Right.
Both Habarovsks using the island. They know approximately where world spawn is. They're setting up right here, and the fact that they aren't getting murdered means that he has no shots.
Yep. Z42 Hydro picking up both Kabbas, though. It's kind of...
Yes, they're just sitting there, but they can't do anything about it at the moment.
I mean, they could. They could just charge, but they probably don't want to because of torps and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's the trick. I'm betting these guys are not rudder build Habas. Neither one of them. Nope. Gun reload.
No.
Maximum DPM there off these Habarovsks.
Mm-hmm.
The other trick is they don't quite know where the Z42 is. They can suspect, but they don't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, against radar, you can say, all right, we'll just tank it. But against Hydro, it lasts so long. There's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There's 2 minutes of Hydro left.
Yeah.
So right now is the perfect time to go for it. The smoke is gone. It's either that or sit there and die.
With the smoke being gone, now's the time, and it looks like, the smoke is back already. Does Z42 get the short British smokes, like that kind of thing?
Yes, and he's also running the the captain that's got the extra consumable specialist.
Eobard going broadside, world spawn swaps to the AP, is going to put him out in 3 salvos.
That was a big misplay there.
Oh, man, the Z42 AP against these Habas is going to be absolutely brutal.
Mizuko's making the same mistake.
Didn't they just see what happens here? Now, Mizuko's going to at least survive a little longer, I think.
I mean, they had such a great opportunity to go after that Z42. I just don't understand.
He does manage to escape the Hydro. Yeah. He manages to escape the Hydro and sneak away on 281 hit points. His next heal 10 seconds away.
World Spawn got some great mileage out of that ship right there.
So Rain claiming back some points, but that kill still upside down 30 points and falling. 11 minutes to play.
Mm-hmm. Now, Venezia has gone into full push mode. Going to try to take out Lucar's Nova.
The Ohio just dunked Kim's Venezia. I mean, he took 30K easy. The worst of it is he's about to get pushed from ferry from his stern, I'm guessing. Yep, Kim knows ferry is there. Now does Dastard have AP in the barrel? He's going to have a brilliant shot right here.
Mix is in trouble in the middle.
Ferry's even slowing down and stopping. Yep, AP coming in from the Yoshino, but I think Ferry had angled decently. Oh, goodness. No, he hadn't.
You were saying?
Had at least 2 big citadels in there from Ferry from the Yoshino he didn't even know was there. Them up on points, up on caps, up on health, but Rain not making it easy on them here in Game 2. Another big Ohio salvo seeking Kim's Venezia in that smoke. Coming up empty.
Yep. Gangbang is coming to try to help keep his flagship alive.
Yeah, Bogdan's just pushed the Novosibirsk all the way to the 10 line. One of those really weird engagements where, you know, the Italian cruiser really does hold all the cards here.
Yeah. But
Although
he's
as
getting into a position where he's taking a 2v1 on.
well,
now.
so he's got two problems from where I sit. One is he's now too close, right?
Yep.
The Venezia wants the SAP to plunge through the Russian cruiser's deck, and he's chased too far. And now you're right, Gangbarang's here and is trying to pitch in. The radar's going to pick him up in the smoke. And now the Venezia has no choice but to just stay bow in and keep going.
And charge. And hope
charge
to get
him.
on the side.
And hope to either get on his side or land the torpedoes.
Mm-hmm.
Only one ship is walking away from this engagement, Sath. It's just simply a question of who it is.
Now I see Howden Liu coming through CCAP. He might be getting set up for a shot. No, Laska stopped.
Wow.
And he dies to the Trump of all things.
He got smacked by something else, too. Big points for Rain. They needed that. They're up a ship. Still down on points, though. As the Yoshino, that's Dastard, pushing down the 3 line, threatening the B cap.
Dino also took a Trump torp just now. From Gangbarang. Ouch.
And now the Novosibirsk, out of heals, down to his last 16,000 health, pushed to the B line. Now finally going to be able to flex a little bit of muscle on this Howden Liu.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, look at the points, though. Them still wins on points in 50 seconds.
Yeah. Rain's got to
Assuming
secure
Dino
this kill
doesn't go
quickly.
down.
I think Dino is going to go down because he's a Howden Liu and he's burning. He's going down for sure. The question is, can he take Gangbarang with him? The answer is no, not yet. There's the Yoshino on to B. That's Dastard. Deepwater Torps coming in. One in the bow.
Yep.
You know, the Ohio has to be salivating at this shot. Yoshino is fairly soft. Who was that? The Venezia. Ferry's Venezia on the bottom of the mat with a big AP salvo for 15K. Yoshino's in
Payback.
trouble. Dastard taking another Deepwater Torp in the bow. The Ohio seals the deal. Just like that. More points in them's pocket. Mid at 19 on the timer as they retain the control of the C cap.
Yeah, but now Ohio is clearly the focus target.
They've got World Spawn lit with the Yang radar. They're going to get some resets here. They need to try and get this kill. Can they?
Mm-hmm.
All of those shots missed. World Spawn still reversing. The Ohio's getting resets off of his secondaries.
Yes. And he's dark.
Yep, they got some blind resets there between the Venezia, the Ohio. Oh, big blind salvo there from the Ohio.
They're still trying for it. The Ohio is hitting the beach, though.
35 seconds. If they can kill the Ohio, they're going to get a time extension they desperately need. 12 seconds to the Ohio's next heal. 23 seconds in the match. They're going to get him. He's going to die before then.
They're going to DCP.
It's not going to matter. It's the shells. The shells right there. They get him. Right as the heal comes available, a big kill that flips the score back in Rain's favor. We have a lead change. World Spawn on 1,000 health trying to finish up B.
Yeah, he just took another blind shot from Ferry's Venezia.
And the Habarosks, that's Medzuko, charging into the C cap to try and hold it as long as he possibly can. They can't spot him anymore. Island cover finally coming in. The Tromp bomb's falling. Let's see if he gets anything out of these. 10 seconds now. They need a blind fire kill on World Spawn. That's probably the only way they have to win this game.
Yeah. I just don't see it.
Nope, it's not going to happen. It's too late. Wow. Wow.
What a crazy finish.
How did Rain push? And look at that. Look how many ships they have on a sliver of health. Wow.
I mean, just a crazy game.
Wow.
Them had such a good chance. They had so many chances to win this, and it just took. Like I really feel that those two Kabas sitting there and just taking it and then
Yeah.
finally deciding, you know what? Okay, let's just turn and then
Yeah.
lose like all in one case and half of my health in the other.
Yeah.
That's what sealed it for them right there.
I mean, the misplay with the Habas, and I also think that, again, we talked about at the time, the Venezia, Bogdan pushing so far up the map all on his own. Once you've pushed the Novosibirsk that far to the back of the map, man, you don't need to chase him anymore. He's not a factor in this fight. He's way out. Just turn around. Do your thing.
Right.
You know?
Because you know he eventually has to come back to you.
Yes.
So
he's on the 10 line. He can't be of any value back there.
well,
Yep.
Rain with another 2-0 sweep.
Wow. Great game, but I feel bad for them because I feel like they should have won that game. Let's put it this way. They played well enough to win, but found a way to lose. That's how I feel.
And that can absolutely happen sometimes.
Yep. All right,
well,
Seth.
I've asked for a game 3.
Okay, let's see what we can dig up. I've got time for one more, and then I'm going to have to log.
Sounds good. TSYM using 7 super ships or flagships now. Both Annapolis, both Conde, both Napoli, and 1 Petro. I've been told that all games are in progress right now.
Okay.
But we can always do the old-fashioned.
Well, I'll just
Look and
camp.
pray.
I'll just camp at the training room window. I'm guessing since that was game 2, we don't know if anybody's going to a 3 yet. It's probably too early for us to know that. I'm guessing.
I found TSYM versus TSYMQ again.
I really
They
don't.
are in lobby right now looking at hotspot.
Well, hold on. I can tell you then if that's relevant. TSYMQ. Hotspot is their second.
This is game 2.
This is game. That was that will be game 2. Yes.
You want to grab it? They're about ready to start soon, I think.
I'm honestly.
No, they're restarting the lobby. So
honestly, because we've seen them, I'm gonna say no. I
Yeah,
would
that's fine.
literally rather see anybody else, and that's not a knock against the teams. I would just rather see somebody we haven't already seen.
Sure. ASC Resin is, I guess, on game 2 now. You maybe want to find that and park yourself in there.
Yeah, I can park in there. Let's go have a peek. Yep, that's Turkish's lobby. I'll just camp in here and see how that shakes out.
Okay. And I will go to the Asian lobby. That's
check out
VOR ATFD.
I was check out VOR ATFD and see what we've got. Because there's only 4 games running right now. So one match is done, 3 games are going. We only have a 1 in 3 shot of getting something else to do.
Right.
And if only one of these goes to game 3, everybody will be there because it'll literally be the only game running.
Correct. VOR ATFD is Wargaming main.
That's fine.
So
whatever.
Not
fussed.
At their progress. All right, they're 4 minutes into the game on their stream, so that means they're 9 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Who's streaming? Let's see. Let me go have a peek at Mini. He's streaming Resin KSC. Mini. There we go. Let's see how far along these guys are. They are 7 minutes into the game on his stream, which means they're 12 minutes in.
Okay. So you have a better chance.
So this game will finish first for sure. And then we'll know. Right. So I'll stay here.
Okay. Okay.
And then the only other one is the Asian game, the Chinese game, which I would prefer to avoid if we can. I'd rather grab one of these other ones.
Well, it might come into these other ones go 2-0 and the China one starts like literally as the last one pops.
Yeah, these guys are on riposte. This Resin KSC game is on riposte.
Oh, okay.
Which is
not game 3.
No, it's game 2.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is fun. I love this map. I love watching. Okay, they just back into the training room.
Okay.
Game 3? Question mark. No one's leaving.
That was a good sign.
Wait, people are leaving now. Maybe. Damn. Nope. No game 3.
Okay.
Okay. No game 3 here.
Tell you. Why don't you? Do you want to head into the China one and just see what's going on with them?
I mean, by now they probably dropped,
here.
right?
Well, they had to reform the room.
Okay, I'll go have a peek then. That says RB versus DM. Oh, that's okay. They're not reforming the room. TSYMQ already won that series because
Okay.
they've already formed the room for the China bracket final match. Let me go make.
Weird, because I saw, I think it was Archie said he was reforming the room for memory leak issue or something.
They're done. TSYMQ won that series 2-0. That match is over. So the only possibility we have of a game 3 is where the room you're sitting in.
All right.
Either that or they start one of these final series early.
Okay, we'll have to see. So, chat, that means now's a good time to stretch your legs, grab a snack or something, because you're sitting here stuck with us, and we've got nothing to do other than just pray
we're
that
just
we get the game.
we are just doing our thing, looking to bring you guys more coverage. But there is literally only one possible game that we could bring you next. So give us a little bit, and we will know shortly. Now, who's casting that one? That one's on Warships Main, you said?
Yes, Warships Main is casting this one.
Well, then let's go have a peek. World of... Yeah. I love how their setup looks completely different from ours.
Well, you know, I mean, it's an official tournament, right? So wouldn't you be using the same setup? Question mark? It looks nice. I mean, I like how they put the teams up on the top in there. It fits
I like
better. You
that.
see
I like
more
the
of
national
bottom.
flags. I love seeing the national flags on the mod. I think that's really cool.
National. Oh yeah.
But again, I come back
Does
to
lead into.
if you have it, why don't we all have it? Confused screaming
Yeah.
question mark. Whatever.
Well, and it also leads into some questions, especially as you know in the Asian realm with the Pan Asian ships. You know, you can notice that Lu Xun is using the Pan Asian flag.
Yeah, they're using
instead of...
that goofy Pan Asian flag they invented, right?
Correct.
This game's way too close to call right now for a game that's 7.5 minutes in. No way to know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I will use this as an opportunity to go hit the head first.
I think it's a good idea. You do that, and we've got a giveaway running over on my Discord, which of course by the time you guys hear this, the giveaway will have already ended. So I should say something in Twitch. There we go. All right. So then, we know now the NA final bracket will be ELSR versus Resin. We're slated to cast the China final game, which is already forming. But if this goes to a third game, if this VOR and ATFD thing goes to a third game, we want to do that. I need to go ask a question in Discord momentarily. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to ask them. Here we go. If VOR ATSD finishes in 2 games, are we accelerating? Okay. Question asked. We'll see what they say.
Okay. 8 minutes on the timer for both of them. That's from obviously 5 minutes in the past.
Yep. You're sitting in the room, right?
I'm sitting in the training room VOR ATFD, yes.
Okay, and they're not in there yet.
Nope.
Ooh, ATFD's got a Vermont in the field. I just noticed that. Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. Not only is it in the field, it's up front and center. Right
I know.
now.
I love everything I'm seeing right here. This is brilliant.
It's in their faces. Just go.
I mean, like we said in the game we had it in. Brick is slow, but Brick is mean.
You got it. You got it. And by the way, Puddin did his draw already on our side, and so he does have another one going for those of you that catch this from 5 minutes in your future. Over on my channel, make sure you get in the giveaway.
Okay.
Who's the ref for that?
For the game the
The one
lobby
that
you're
we're
sitting in?
scheduled.
The
That's
one we're
Arch
scheduled for
Zero.
is Arch Zero, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, so it might be worthwhile pinging him specifically. Oh, look, the Vermont died.
Well, there's nobody in that room right now. Arch Zero is the only one in there.
Okay.
So, oh, the Vermont bought it. Oh, the Vermont bought it. Look at that.
Well, he was surrounded by 5 ships. So
Well, that does happen. So maybe he moved up a little too.
ATFT just
He
kinda-
moved up a little too far, apparently. I'm gonna
Yeah,
come.
they
I'm gonna
just
come
gifted
sit in this
them a
room with
kill.
you.
Aw.
Okay, they just finished. Vor seems to be leaving the room.
ATFT is up 1 over Vor, so if they
Nah,
won, then it's
no,
2-0.
no, they
game
win.
3.
No, no game 3.
Okay.
So then my question becomes even more relevant, fellas. Okay, I'm getting an answer. It would appear, hopefully. Question mark. So there is no game 3. All we have left now are the final bracket matches in each bracket, basically. I'm going to go ahead and sit in that room with Arch, since that's the one that we're scheduled to be in. Presumably, hopefully, they'll go ahead and start.
Yeah. Because
me
if they
see.
don't, then you just have to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got time for like one game. I can probably bring you one. I can probably do one game of this. I need to be off the air for noon at the latest. I'd say what I will do real fast, since we've got a couple of minutes here, and I'm actually going to go poke around on the website. I want to see if they've already done map picks and everything for this matchup. Page 2, maybe? Page 2. ELSR and resin. No. This is RB and TSM1Q. Here we go. They're still in the middle of voting. In fact, they just turned voting on. Okay. So it's going to be a few minutes. I'm going to step AFK and go check with Ginger and make sure that if I cast another half hour, if that's going to be an issue. Otherwise, this might be the right place for me to go ahead and call it. So give me a minute, and I will be back with an answer.
All right. Well, they are saying that they're going to try to accelerate the game, so we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, you guys are seeing the game unfold. Most of it. I've clipped off the sides of it, and that's just because for the tournament page, there's so much wasted space. I clipped off both sides to make it bigger. So sorry, that means you're missing some of the side action, but at least you're seeing some of the main stuff. And they moved it at the worst possible time. Oof. ATFD gets that kill on the Yu Yang, and that will seal the deal for that game. All right, well. Surprised the Clausewitz didn't continue to kill the defense. The Druid will get on his back, though, and do that. But 37 seconds, though, you just don't have the time. Defense can just move farther forward. So what really needs to be happening, because now the Druid's detected, is Naomi needs to move farther forward. So this is going to be... Nope, he does get the kill. Okay. I was going to say, if they lost because of that, that would be huge. 918 to 912. This is actually turning into quite the nail-biter of an end. Ruha, though, in the Moskva is in big trouble. We've seen him play Moskva before in King of the Sea. "37 seconds away from an ATFD win. We know that they do win. There's really no other way for them to come back at this. The Tromp just gets himself detected. I mean, that would have to be a detonation right there to give them a chance. Or Gibraltar could sit not broadside, but he can get smacked a little bit. Minotaur can open up on the Mosfa side, though. 3 seconds away. And there it is on points. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we are going to call it. I think it's probably safer just this way. I don't have to worry about, what if I have a flat? What if there's a wreck? What if there's traffic? Like, God only knows. We don't have weather today, at least, thank God. Like bad weather, but at least this way I don't have to have because that's the thing. If I push it and we cut it close and something goes wrong, then it's my fault.
And I mean, there are some things that are more important, right?
Yes, completely, much more.
What
in the hell is this setup?
You like it? The caster desk? I was just looking at that.
They're not in Prague. That's not Prague.
I'm sorry, what?
Somebody was saying that they were doing that's Belgrade. That has to be Belgrade. Okay. There is not space in the Prague office for this setup. I've seen it. I've been in that office. It's not possible.
Fair enough.
That has to be Belgrade. Now, I had heard a while ago they were doing. Do you remember seeing the old Russia casts of the COT streams, right, with the fancy studios and the green screens and all? I'd heard a while ago that they were building out a space like that in Belgrade. It looks like this is like the test case for it, the first time they're using it. That's what it looks like.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm excited and jealous. It looks awesome.
It looks interesting. It's definitely got some quirks to it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and call my stream here, guys. It's a little disappointing that I have to stop early, but I have real life crap that has to get taken care of. Like we said earlier, I'm not going to put my wife in an Uber, throw her out the door, and wave at her from the porch while she goes to the airport. So, Zath, I'm sorry, you're going to have to cover the last series solo. So,
I'll do my best, sir.
You'll be fine. I'm apologizing. I did not. There's a story. I'm not going to go into it, but clearly the schedule changed when I missed it. So, what I'm going to do, guys, on my stream, we're done. I'm going to hit the outro button, and then I'm going to raid into Zath so that all you guys can keep earning whatever drops you need or free loot. You're going to do it on his stream instead of mine. And then tomorrow, guys, we are right back here at the exact same time, and tomorrow we won't have this problem. For the remainder of the tournament, I'll be here as long as the tournament lasts. We'll have all the games together. No big deal. Today is a one-off quirk, and I apologize. So,
hey, you're frustrated with this. Just imagine 2 weekends ago, we found out the day of that they started an hour earlier.
Did they bother to tell you beforehand?
Yeah.
Or did they just already started it when you sat down to start streaming?
No, they put an announcement, we'll see you in 45 minutes, and I'm like, I pinged Put, and I'm like, hey, we're starting an hour early today. But hey, it happens. So, it's a tournament.
It is. It still frustrates me a little bit, but it is what it is. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna hang it up. Zath, thank you again. I will see you in the morning. Guys, hang out with Zath. Have a great stream. If you want to hang out with us some more this weekend, I will be back later today doing some charity run streaming. Zath and I are in the middle of doing a speed run for charity. We're both raising money for Stack Up. So we are grinding out ship lines and trying to use that as an incentive to get people to donate money to us to slow down the other people that we're racing against. And I'm going to get my first taste of that this evening. So I hope you guys will come swing back by and join me. So. In the meantime,
yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I had a good time yesterday, and I'm probably going to keep doing that as well. So,
yep, awesome,
after this tournament,
awesome. All right, man. Listen, I will catch you later in some fashion or other. In the meantime, have a great rest of the tournament. And sorry I got to bail, but c'est la vie.
All good, dude.
All right, guys. I'll catch y'all later. See you tomorrow.